Thanks very much for joining us. We're preparing to live stream, but we're eventually going to live stream as Zoom usually succeeds. It's usually not fails a lot. There we go. Go for it, D.
What's going on, everybody? This show is for educational and entertainment purposes only. You have to be 21 and over to be here. If not, you have to get out. Back to you,
Yeah,
Fumino.
man. Welcome, folks. I have to be honest, I'm not really in a streaming mood tonight. Just kind of feel like chilling out or whatever. I'm not really that interested in chatting. So honestly, on that subject, candidly, if we don't get anyone on here for a little while, we're probably just gonna fucking bounce. I'm not gonna waste time on these streams. I really can't stand it, to be perfectly honest. I can't stand the dead air and all that kind of stuff. Uh, Half the time I really feel disappointed with the show anyway. So long story short, ladies and gentlemen, don't assume we're going to be here all evening. If you want to hop on here, you're welcome to hop on here. We're going to be here for a little bit anyway. I'll probably smoke a joint or something. We'll see how it goes. I'm really not into the idea of the takeovers anymore because honestly, I don't think any of you guys are honestly capable of running the takeovers at all, like just any of you. So that frustrates me, to be perfectly honest, because it's so easy just letting people in the room and just moderating the chat a little bit, but it is what it is, whatever. So long story short, I feel like if I'm not here, I feel like the show just is going to be a disaster. Like it's going to get a strike or something. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm so discouraged about it is that many of my strikes have come on the takeover evenings, which is just, I mean, come on. So anyway, whatever. We're gonna play it by ear, ladies and gentlemen. I'll post the link here in a second in the chat. Don't be a dick. Don't show your dick. Don't be a fucking lunatic. Don't show your asshole or be an asshole. Don't be a douchebag or show your douchebag. I have a zero flexibility policy on that. If we get hit by those weird fucking trolls, I'll probably just take the whole channel down. To be perfectly honest, I'm really tired of this whole troll dynamic. To be perfectly honest with you, all you idiots. Um, this Saturday show is the most pointless thing that I've ever done in my entire life. So every time I sit here for a couple hours, I'm just like, what am I doing? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you act like a troll or whatever else, we're just gonna delete the whole fucking channel. So, which of course is a great invitation to the trolls, isn't it? Well, whatever. We'll play it by ear. But I'm over it with a lot of you fucking freaks. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, just don't be a fucking prick. I don't know why I have to repeat myself. It's every single episode, every single show, one of you does act like a prick in the chat or whatever else. There's always some trolls, but whatever. I ask you anyway, not to act like a fucking prick. Other than that, I don't know. Don't be a shithead in the chat. Under no circumstances are you allowed to make fun of the panelists, which includes me, actually. So if you call me a dickhead or whatever else, you're going to get insta-banned. So we banned somebody last week. I was thinking about it after the show. I was like, oh, I actually wonder if that person just was a jerk off. And I just randomly banned some jerk off. But they broke the rules. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't break the rules. Don't be a fucking shithead. The rules could not be simpler. You'd have to be retarded to break them. So, congratulations to all the people who have broken the rules. You people are fucking retarded. So, good job for you. Um, I don't understand why I have to keep expressing these rules over and over and over again. It should be self-explanatory. Any of you who are able to walk outside the house without shitting your pants, maybe retie your shoes after they get untied as you walk out of the house. Maybe only use Velcro. I don't know. But in the meantime, if you don't shit your pants on the regular, it should be obvious how to act on a stream for 10 or 15 minutes. Come on here. Don't burp. Don't say things that are like racist, whatever else. Don't shit your pants on camera, etc., etc., etc. And even then, those rules are too excessive for some of you, and I have to elucidate. Don't be a dick. Don't show your dick. Don't be a lunatic. Don't show your asshole or be an asshole. It's as if basically we're dealing with not really even Homo sapiens anymore. We're basically dealing with, I don't even know. Neanderthals were reputed to actually be smarter than people. So definitely not Neanderthals. Some early precursor for human life. I don't know, a lizard creature with a fucking tail, maybe. I'm not really 100% sure, but that's how I think of some of you fucking idiots. Welcome, J5. I don't think of you that way because you're pretty cool. He's given the Halloween zombie or witch icon, not 100% sure which one. I would post the link here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean it. I really don't feel like chatting tonight. So we're going to play it by ear. If you guys don't hop on here, we are gonna bounce. Where is my link? I don't even know. Oh, I'm looking through my notes instead of just getting it from that's how I used to get it way back when. I used to have a whole page of links and all kinds of stuff for you idiots, but don't even need most of it anymore. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. I am not logged into the right account, so I'm not going to be able to pin it. So I'm just going to actually re-log in on the right account. While I do that, why don't you introduce yourself? Go for it.
What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great week. Yeah, just hanging out. Um, been off social media for a couple days, so for all y'all think I'm dead, I'm not dead. All the rumors were not true. I didn't fall in a hole or nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Not
what
care.
happened? Did you
No,
get
no,
lost in a bear
nothing.
trap or something?
Yeah, yeah, no, maybe.
Mhm.
Here's everybody in chat.
There it is. Now I'm logged in. I can actually pin the right link, I think. There we go. All right, boys and girls, I don't know if we'll need it because I don't know if anybody will hop on, but there is the link right there. 420 is the password. If we get any of those fucking asshole wallet trolls or whatever, I am really gonna see that as an indictment on the cannabis community, to be perfectly honest with you. You people are mostly shitheads, I feel like. I don't know. I have to be honest. The fact that there are people like that that exist and the cannabis community is not even remotely surprised. It's just like, oh yeah, of course there's wallet stuffing weirdo assholes. That's just weed people, you know. That's definitely just weed people. Um, you kind of don't expect them to be house trained, you know what I mean? You kind of expect they're gonna shit their pants and ruin your furniture and stuff like that. Cheers, Coffee Pot. Good to see you, buddy. He says, "How do you do, fellow kids?" Good to see you, Coffee Pot. Uh, unless the mail is all garbage, you should have some mail by now, so that would be frustrating if you didn't. Uh, because I don't remember 100% now when I mailed it, but it should be there already. So keep your eye out, Coffee Pot, if you haven't gotten it. And if you haven't gotten it soon, that means that the Royal Postman or somebody has fucking stolen it again, which would be really annoying. Kind of unusual the way I send it, but it does happen, believe it or not. Got a whole order stolen in Humboldt that I tried to sell to or send, not sell, send to what were their names? Wendy and James from that conference. I don't know if they still do, but they lived in Humboldt at the time. And well, it wasn't an order. They didn't buy anything from me, but I was sending them some seeds, and it fucking got ripped. It was obvious. I don't remember all the details now, but it was obvious that it actually got ripped off. Basically, probably in the post office, to be perfectly honest, because we had tracking that disappeared in the post office, and then the post office like reached out. Oh, I'm so sorry, but whatever. At the time, I don't remember why I didn't post an insurance claim actually on it because it was a I don't know. I think I insured it and everything, special insured it, and not just the regular um whatever the fuck. And I want to say I sent them, I don't know, 20 or 30 packs of seeds or something. So I don't know. Maybe life got busy. Maybe that was right before. Maybe that was right before all the shit happened with my life. I don't remember. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was literally right before I had to. Oh, I know. I don't remember. Anyway, but super annoying. So orders get stolen everywhere, even in the fucking post office. Uh, that's what it was. It was oh, I don't remember any of the other details, but basically the tracking stopped in the post office and then the package disappeared. So it hadn't been delivered or anything else. Basically, someone in the post office snagged it. Yeah, I don't remember more than that, unfortunately. Whatever. Uh, cheers, old school. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Tired of begging you folks. If we have to sit here and beg you to come on here, we're not going to be doing that. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's the link. If you want to use it, use it. If you don't, we're going to bounce. It is meant to be a conversational show. It's not meant to be a monologue. If I wanted this to be a monologue, I would have done everything very differently. I could still do everything very differently. So I frequently think about changing everything up. Um, yeah, I do definitely, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Do definitely every time I do think about, just not going live or whatever else, because tonight I just thought about it. Oh, it's late already. Maybe I just won't go live. But I remember like, oh yeah, it's important to some people, da da da. But at the same time, you know what? Like I'm not gonna sit here and be a martyr just because you guys enjoy the show. So folks, if you're not gonna hop on, We will just go do other stuff. Like right now, if it's not me talking, there's nothing to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't feel like filling dead air. And I don't like dead air on my show. So
Yeah.
that's the bottom line, my friends. Plenty of shows out there where it's just a hangout. Doesn't matter if there's dead air. That's cool. Go watch those shows. There are plenty of them. But this is supposed to be from the very beginning. This was always supposed to be. I don't know why I've always had to beg you idiots. This is always supposed to be a show for you folks to hop on. Most of you folks don't have channels of your own, or if you do, they're oftentimes very small because it's challenging and oftentimes accidental to build a channel. Um, you'll hear from people who just went viral for one video or whatever, right? You never even honestly know which video it would be. Um, it can be quite challenging to build a channel, so I think that's one of the reasons why people would hop on my channel over the years. In fact, I know it's one of the reasons why, because in some cases they told me. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a bigger channel than mine, that doesn't really bother me, to be perfectly honest. Hop on here, join the conversation. It's always meant to be sort of a cannabis cafe. We are supposed to be here with each other, jointly, talking to each other about our experiences with weed and everything else. But like I say, we don't have to be here. By the way, we didn't say this earlier. The show's for adults only. Where I am, the rules are 21 and over. Please don't take anything that we say seriously or emulate anything that we do.
Mm.
We are obviously complete and total AI fabrications created by Nano Banana, obviously. And just a figment of your imagination. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. We are the sea foam on the waves of brain rot washing through the ocean of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we are. We are a poetic whisper. Big up to the twerkers and the lurkers, says J5. Oh, we just lost D. Yeah, this is not optimistic. Probably won't get smashed tonight, or Miranda Family Farms. They're hanging. Well, Smashed, I think, is hanging at that card show, but I think he said. But I think those guys are hanging out at the Freedom Rally. How fun does that sound? Like, I don't know how many people are going to be this year because all these big cannabis shows haven't been super big ever since the COVID. Like Hemp Fest up in Seattle, they tried to have their, uh, I think once or twice, honestly, they tried to have the show. And the one right before COVID was huge. It was easily 150, maybe not the biggest they've had because they had, I think, a 250,000 one time. That was over like 2, 3 days. But there was a lot of people. There's a lot of people because I went to it. Um, but even the last one that they had a couple, 3 years ago, and granted they changed management or something. I don't remember what all the details were, but excuse me, they couldn't get like I don't remember more than 20 or 30,000 people, which is still a lot. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. It's honestly it wasn't even enough. I think the people said because a lot of people have booths and stuff that you know they come from out of state and all kinds of different places, right? Like I remember I bought a couple of uranium pipes from these people who were from like Idaho or something. Anyway, unfortunately, oh no, I didn't buy a couple uranium pipes, but I bought a couple pipes. And I have the frosted glass one. It's just a little frosted glass pipe. It's a really cute little pipe. I wish I'd gotten the larger size. They had like two different sizes, and I got the smaller handle one. It's a killer looking little pipe, but it's just so small that it's just a little hotter than like a longer pipe. So like I have a couple longer pipes that I use more. I don't honestly really smoke out of pipes. But I had this killer uranium glass pipe and I broke it right when I was done cleaning. It was the ultimate insult. It's like why did it like because it wasn't an easy pipe to clean for some. Oh, it was like kind of a Sherlock shape. It wasn't all that big of a pipe, but it was kind of like a Sherlock pipe. I really love that pipe. And it just for some reason it was odd. It was hard to clean basically because it had all the little curly cues, whatever. And I finally got it clean and it slipped and broke just as I was done. I was like, oh my So anyway, that was the end of that pipe. But it was cool because it would glow in the dark and stuff. Anyway, and they are slightly radioactive, but not enough that you like really have to worry about it or something. Um, there wasn't such thing as AI at the time, but I remember asking like a chat bot or something like, "Oh, is there any danger in smoking out of a uranium glass pipe or something?" And a whole article came up actually there. Like someone had actually done the analysis, and they were like, "No, no, it's basically pointless. It's so little radiation that you get more basically standing outside." But it is technically uranium glass. It's actually got uranium in it. That's how it's green. Glass in general basically is colored by minerals. Same thing with ceramics. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around. So when you paint normal things, you never really have to fire them at uh, 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 kiln temperatures, like 1500, 2000 degrees, 2500 degrees in some cases. Glass is more like, yeah, glass is actually more than that. Glass is more like 2000 degrees, I want to say, 2500 degrees. Definitely don't stick your dick in that, basically, right? And so when you think about it, no paint would ever survive a 2000 degree kiln for several hours, basically, to make the uh, uh, um, uh, how do you put it? How do you call it? Unbaked. The technical term for unbaked ceramics. Oh, I can't think of it. Anyway, it's basically just kind of mud, effectively, is what it is. And then you turn it into basically glass, effectively, right? And it's kind of a porous glass. Ceramic ends up being basically like a precursor glass. And actually, if you bake it harder before the ceramic fails, it'll actually fail and it'll melt basically. But you effectively turn it into an actual glass. And in many cases, ceramics, if you just overdo their firing temperature, they'll effectively liquefy and turn into glass. It's honestly such an interesting thing to see. Obviously you totally ruined a piece of ceramic, but it's still kind of interesting to see a hard ceramic that you obviously could tap on before, and then you bisque fire it basically. So you kind of semi-fire it, a kind of, I don't know, two-thirds fire it or something. So it's actually hard and white basically. Um, and quite porous. You could put it in water and it'll bubble and stuff. Anyway, but you tap on it and it's like hard, da 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 da. But then if you overbake it, it turns into this liquefied glass that's still hard. If you tap on it, obviously when it cools down, it's still obviously glass, like it's fucking hard, right? But it looks like a liquefied. Oh, it's such a funny thing. Life is such a weird thing to live. What was I talking about? Glass and pipes and shit. Lost my train of thought. Cheers, Jeff. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey Jeff.
Hey, D. Almost Saturday night.
Saturday. That's what we like to say here on the Fumidor Bullshit Channel. Saturday. We're so happy to be here, right, Jeff? I'm kidding. What's going on with you, bud?
See, that was a really good day. My hip's doing great, and
Oh, that's
it's
good to
like
hear.
incredible. Yeah, it's just so incredible.
Hmm.
They could fix me like that. Um, and yeah, weather was good. It's cooling down. Gonna go for a hike tomorrow. Gonna go for a hike, like the first hike since and everything fixed up. Check it out.
Cheers. Right on.
I went for a bike ride today. It was good.
That's incredible. You can replace your hip and knee and shit, and then
Yeah.
go for bike rides. It's honestly, isn't that amazing?
It is. It is. I like good. Got some food tonight from this restaurant. Oh, I remember like kind of like half hobbling and like clenching my teeth, to not look like I'm in pain while I'm trying to walk, looking like I'm walking without pain normally, from my car to the restaurant. It was pretty bad right at the end. Um, and got it fixed, and then it's like 180-degree turn. Yeah, really
Oh, you
good.
mean that you're so used to wincing from the car that you
I
basically just used
was,
to it?
yeah. I used to have,
Gotcha.
try to walk like, yeah, I'm not an old man with a limp, kind of,
Mm,
walking in pain, But yeah, because that's what it felt like. It was just
mm,
accepting. Oh, I guess I'm an old man. Now it's like, oh wow, I'm not that old.
mm.
Now it's like, now I feel like, oh yeah, it's just like what everybody can do. That's more a function of your age than anything
Mm.
else. I can't believe it. I was um listening to Charles Grassley, the senator or congressman. He's
Chuck Grass,
92
yeah.
years old.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
92, and he's going to college. I mean, how can you even go to any kind of job, even though it's not a
Gosh,
regular
I think
job?
about that sometimes. Seriously, when is the last time that you saw a 92-year-old worker and didn't immediately think, "Oh my God, that's so sad. They probably lost their retirement." Right? Like when you walk into, I hate to say it, right? But that's generally what happens when you're 90 years old. A
Yeah,
normal human being wouldn't be going to work.
no
I
one would
guess it's
want
a
to
lot
employ
more
you.
common when you have, people who own companies, right? Because of course they have managers that, well, a lot of times they micromanage, but they have generally people who run their day-to-day operations, right? So they go to work by just going to the office or something, right? They just go and they hang out in the office. You'll see that, right? You'll hear about old ass lawyers that run a legal firm or something, and they're basically not working. They just go to the club all day and stuff like that, and the law firm works for them, right? But they're still at work. But like, dude, you don't see a 95-year-old plumber or a 92-year-old plumber for a reason. It's just it would be murder. It would be ridiculous on them, right? But for some reason we see all these goddamn geriatric politicians. Not for some reason, it's because they're clinging to power. But it makes me endlessly sick to my stomach to think about a 92-year-old senator. Like he has outlived most of his constituents. You know what I mean? Like most of his constituents are younger than him. When he'll go to a town hall or something, everybody in the room will be younger than him. You know what I mean? He literally was born during the Great Depression. And it's just, I think about stuff like this, like, how could someone like that ever legislate TikTok? Like they're talking about TikTok lately, and they're apparently divesting the American operations and whatever else. And it's a big, interesting story, honestly, right? And whatever side whatever side you're on, it's an interesting discussion to be had.
Yeah.
What does Chuck Grassley, a 92-year-old man who was born during the Great Depression, know about TikTok? What could he possibly understand about it? You know what I mean? I'm serious. Like, we know for sure that Bill Clinton sent an email because he sent one of the, not the first, because I don't know, that was Gore or some shit. No, universities, asking for porn or whatever it was, right? The first emails. But we know that he sent emails because there was like a record of them, right? Like he sent an email to NASA one time and they talked about it. Da 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 da. Bush probably sent emails too, right? But my assumption is that Trump doesn't really know what emails and stuff are, right? Like he's apparently knows what TikTok and everything else does because he's basically terminally online. But I doubt he's ever actually sent like an email to anybody, right? He has underlings and stuff for that. So like just the general, I don't know, I guess by talking about that, maybe Trump is somebody who is capable of legislating just because he actually works with technology. That's something I never thought I would say out loud, right? But just seriously, a person like Chuck Grassley who's 92 fucking years old. I don't know. Maybe he's a TikTok master. You know what I mean? Maybe he's a master at all the different things that we could ask him on, but I doubt he's a kung fu master at everything. You know what I mean? For example, kung fu. And so if that ever comes up, it's not going to come up. But I'm being a fucking jerk now. Like any of the stuff that affects 20 and 30-year-old people, like seriously, their bills, housing prices, fertility apparently costs like I don't even remember how much, like 25 or $30,000 even with insurance to have a baby these days. On and on and on. The fuck does Chuck Grassley understand about that at all? When he was a kid, when he had his kid, his children are 60 something years old. You know what I mean? Like that's the other thing. His fucking children are basically retirement age. So when he had his kids, the world was a completely different place. Like his kids are probably too young to go to Vietnam, but they might have been. You know what I mean? If he had his kids at the fucking 20 years old, like a lot of old timers used to, maybe his kids went to fucking Vietnam. And so his kids are old enough to have talked about Nam. That's just that shit is just that should be anathema for this country. But then so should kicking talk show hosts off the air just because you don't like what they say and shit like that. But I guess that shit sailed. Fuck, I have the worst luck with lighters. I just replaced all my flints the other day, and now the lighters will suck again.
Yeah, I went back to Bix.
I
I
just
have to
hate
send in
wasting
my
lighters.
my lighter. I have a refill Exicar
I hate wasting lighters.
jet
So
flame.
from time, I have just the cursed luck with like nice lighters. One of these days, I'll go crazy and finally buy a DuPont from France because those things last forever. With my luck, that'll be the one that goes bad. But or what's the other one? Although they've actually divested their whole operation. Why can't I think the British company? Dunhill. So I don't even know who makes their lighters anymore because they basically sold off their whole smoking brand, which is ironic because everyone knows Dunhill from having smoking brand, but that's passé, right? So they've literally like shed it like a coat or something or a snake skin. But Anyway, so I bought like IL Coronas and what else? I talked about the Kiribi lighter that I bought from Japan, like a Japanese lighter. Most things I buy from
Mhm.
Japan are really nice, Canon and Toyota and whatever else. But this Kiribi lighter was the worst fucking lighter I ever had. The name of the lighter even apparently means to spark, which I'm like, it's the one thing that it can't do is spark a fucking flame. But God damn, I don't know. I've had other replaceable lighters too, and they always something goes wrong with them or something. I have to send it like the Isle Corona. I've had to send that fucker into Savinelli like 3 times, and now I have to send it in again because something apparently went wrong again. Jesus fucking Christ. Now, granted, I have that had that lighter for many years, but give me a fucking break. A lighter should be able to last a little bit longer than that. So anyway, I try to buy these like clippers because they're basically semi-replaceable, right? They're a disposable lighter. They only cost $2, $3, but unlike a Bic, you can fill them and replace the flint. Even those fucking fall apart because they're ultimately pieces of shit.
Yeah, I have a couple like that. You have a better selection than me because at altitude, lighters are even
Oh, I never
trickier.
even thought about that. How funny. You guys
Yeah, and I'm
probably
at
need to
like
use
5,000.
Flint fire starters or something up there in the smoky or the dusty Rockies.
The jet ones work well, but I don't really like those so much. But I wind
Hmm.
up using them like the Exocar. I try to just like quickly put the flame on it, like kind of just like run it along the top because it just lights it instantly before it just incinerates everything with the jet.
Gosh, that brand has been around for a long time. They're from Italy. People probably don't know this stuff because everything's made in China now, but they used to make everything in Italy. And I used to have this really killer cigar tool of theirs that unfortunately I lost years ago. It was like a multi-tool. It was basically a multi-tool, and it would fold out, and it was a perfect, actually, a really good scissor style cigar cutter, which is somewhat rare actually. And to get a really good scissor, a lot of times you have to pay $200, $300. Now, I bought this thing years ago, so who knows how much it would cost now? But I didn't pay more than $60 or $70 or something for it. I don't remember exactly, but it was like $60 or $70, and it had like a couple other tools on it, a little knife and whatever else. Anyway, I was so pissed off that I had lost that fucking thing. It was such a cool tool. Um, I had a couple other things of theirs. Anyway, like the owner of the company or something came to Portland one time and shot the shit with everybody, and he apparently had all these cool ideas. He was just a kind of cool guy. He went to Rich's cigar store, and so I met the owner or whatever. Anyway, that was like 10,000 years ago. We didn't get any free shit or anything. Like a lot of times with events like that, for example, at Rich's, they'd give out free cigars or something. Cigar rep would come by or discount cigars. Um, or even just t-shirts or whatever about the Zikar guy or Exikar, however you say it. I've always just said Zikar.
Yeah, I
He
don't know. Probably right.
I don't think he gave out anything. I don't think gave out even mints or anything, but it
I
was
think
just a
they're
fun
local
present.
though, or
Pardon?
American. I think they're American though. I'm pretty sure
Are
from
they?
like Missouri.
Hmm.
Yeah, and supposedly have a lifetime guarantee. I've sent it back once. Actually, I sent it back, I guess,
Maybe the dude
twice.
was from Missouri because it's been 1,000 years, and maybe they just made everything in Italy at the time. I don't remember
Oh,
honestly at
well,
this point.
the Z car or whatever that is, but maybe I got
Hmm.
sold or something. But I used to have a really nice pipe lighter
Hmm.
where the flame came out sideways, horizontal.
Hmm.
It was really nice. They gave the best flame, best light.
Yeah, like all these pain in the ass lighters I was talking about, the Isle Corona, the Kiribi, those are pipe lighters. So basically, like you say, they either come out, in this case, they come out like 45 degrees, I guess. Uh, no, the Caribbean one might actually just shoot straight out now that I think about it. Anyway, they come out a different angle instead of straight up, obviously, because when you think about it, probably a lot of people haven't thought about it. When you're trying to light a pipe, regular lighter, basically the flame just has a tendency to kind of curl up and burn you, basically, or even burn the lighter. A pipe lighter, it comes out the side because you're literally trying to light a pipe, right? And I think a lot of especially pipe smoking weed people forgot, oh yeah, I could totally get a pipe lighter instead of just a regular Bic or something. those work a lot better. But then if you're me, the fucking lighter, something goes wrong with it. The bladder goes wrong, or the fire starter setup, or with the Karibi, like everything goes wrong. Like the spark mechanism won't work. The bladder is loose all the time. On and on and on. Jesus Christ, that piece of shit.
Yeah, I've got one with
Just like your mother's.
a coil sparker or coil lighter. It doesn't have a
Huh.
sparker. It's got a coil that heats up, and then the flame shoots through. I don't know what they call those, but it's okay. But I imagine that I can taste the coil.
Taste the motherfucking rainbow.
Hmm.
I don't really like
Cheers,
coil.
Ganja Lion. That's right, Ganja Lion. On this show, we're smoking meats this evening. We're smoking meats and puffing marshmallows. Because, of course, that's what
Yeah,
we have to do to avoid the idiot trolls, clown people that are still somehow obsessed with my channel. I can't comprehend it. I can't wrap my head around it, but it is what it is. So we're trying to avoid their bullshit, and so far, so good. We haven't had any strikes or age restrictions or anything, honestly, for a month and a half. I don't know, 2 months, however long it's been.
I did pop some seeds today. Yeah, yeah, a couple of
Hmm.
yours.
Hmm.
Some Sarah
What'd you pop?
Morgana,
Oh, right
the
on.
Sarah Morgana, and Midnight Madness or some something. What would that have been?
Midnight.
Yeah, midnight. Oh,
Um, hmm. That was one of my freebies, Midnight Matrimony.
matrimony is something with the Y. Yeah,
Um, Grape something or other
that
fuck
sounds right.
from what's his face from oh God, I can't think of the name in words.
I think it was like.
Ethos,
Oh, okay.
Ethos Grape something White Wedding, Ethos White Wedding, which was basically very like white grape, like Welch's grape juice slash white grape wine, like a very kind of a very specific flavor because it wasn't like white wine. It was more like Welch's grape juice wine, kind of. Um, Interesting flavor. Anyway, it wasn't my
Yeah, fair
absolute
enough.
favorite thing ever, but then again, I'm not really a big fan of Ethos's gear. Smashed liked it. Smashed kept his White Wedding around for a while, and I think he said he got that white grape or white wine phenotype. D's showing off his fancy blue lighter, trying to make you jealous there, Jeff. Um, Behold my selection of blue lighters. Uh, fuck was I saying?
And
And
then
that
I
one
think
was
the
crossed
Black
to
Prince
Black
Ruby.
Prince Ruby, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should get some serious flavor out of that one. I don't think I ever really got any reports off that one, which is kind of funny. I got lots of reports on Pigcurist stuff. That was one of the other freebies. But I think that was the first freebie. Lots of people liked that one. Nobody ever really talked back. I guess I didn't send all that many packs of the White Wedding out or the Midnight Matrimony. That was the freebie between Pigcurus and Tis But a Scratch, I think. Anyway, whatever. Maybe a couple people told me about it and said they liked it, whatever. But I don't know, whatever. Uh, I don't know what it is about the ethos stuff. It's just like I've grown plenty of his gear, but just never really stuck with me. I even got a nice clone, like Bud sent me a
Mhm.
legit clone actually of not White Wedding, but one of his others. But it was going around one of his cuts that was people were talking about like a couple of years ago or last year or something. And gosh, I had the same impression that Bud did. I was just like, that's fine. It's okay, but I didn't keep it around. He didn't keep his around either. I don't know what it is. It's just it doesn't mesh with me somehow. I don't really get that high off the weed, and I don't know. Isn't that weird? Like you sometimes won't gel with somebody's weed, and dude, I mean, he has so many customers, and they're freakishly loyal customers, right? So he's obviously doing something right for them. So it's very interesting that somehow my endocannabinoid system or whatever just really doesn't gel with his gear. And it's like, and I've tried mold, I've tried from seed, I've tried clones, I've tried all kinds of stuff. Just his style of breeding, where he got his cuts from and stuff.
Yeah.
That whole, I don't know, it's weird. I can't quite explain it because
They
I
did that
don't think I've had.
multipass thing, didn't they?
Granted, I haven't
Mhm.
grown as many of other breeders because actually I've surprisingly grown a decent amount of his stuff because I mostly work with my stuff, right? And for years now I basically like last person I really worked with was Sub, so actually to have grown with someone else's gear is somewhat rare for me now that I think about it. So maybe that's one of the reasons why I've been semi-disappointed. Maybe if I grew other people's stuff, maybe I'd be just as disappointed. I'm not trying to indict Ethos because he's a nice guy and everything, but I'm just saying I don't really like his gear or something. I don't know. What's that, Jeff?
Oh, they did that multi-pass.
Hmm.
Wasn't that them?
Lilo Dallas Multipass.
Something like it was like I don't know, pay one price and get a pack of seeds a month for
Yeah, like Seed of the Month
ever or
Club or whatever.
something.
And some people got huge amounts of seeds. I remember Noob Grows was sending. In fact, I think that might have been how I got those. No, 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 no. Noob Grows was one of the testers for been White Wedding, and so got some seeds from him as a result of that. As a result of like getting the picture on the pack, I think it was. Anyway, whatever. What am I trying to say? Regardless, Noob was sending out seeds to everybody in this community too. I remember he was sending out. People were like telling him in the chat, "Thanks, Noob, for sending those seeds." And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got plenty." Because I guess he was like the tier one or something, right at the
Uh-huh.
beginning. And I
Yeah,
think it was only
something like
what was it? It was on $150 or something to sign up the first time. I don't remember for $1
that.
million.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
wasn't
remember
that
what the
much.
price was, but uh, and what's his face that was on the show? We're not going to say the guy's name because he fucking think, oh, you said the worst things about me with Hamas and everything else the other day, but or a month ago or something. But he was also one of the like tier one guys, and apparently got just tons of seeds. Whatever, good for them. It was probably a great idea for Ethos because he probably got tons of cash from that. People are so fickle. And even though he has, obviously huge seed menus and everything else, I'm sure something for everybody. And people are still so fickle. Sometimes people are embarrassed by the choice, right? And won't buy anything just because they can't decide. But if you just basically send them something every month, like, oh, they're a lot of times just super happy. Like, oh, thank you. You solved the problem for me, right? Uh, uh, and what am I trying to say? Created instant cash flow for him, like a Kickstarter or something, basically the equivalent of a Kickstarter, I'm sure. And so
Yeah,
whatever he did with that money, I don't know, maybe he blew it on hookers and cocaine for all I know. But maybe he built a greenhouse or whatever else, right? That would be the smart thing to do.
yeah. They were trying different things, as I remember. They were like you also doing some kind of like a flight pack of seeds, like something like that. Like it was like maybe three or four
Uh,
seeds of like three or
Variety
four
packs and stuff. Yeah, yeah.
different types, different phenos,
I tried
something
to
like.
do
And
that
then he
too.
did
Actually, that was
stems.
somewhat common, but it was just such a pain in the ass to pack like individual. Like sometimes people would order two seeds of each, like five different things. And it's like, dude, do you realize I have to go through there and pick like two things for each fucking seed? And like, it's a lot of work. So I don't know. I stopped
Yeah, put them in
branding
your
them,
little
but they were
packages.
popular actually because I guess people, I don't know. I would never buy two seeds of something, but plenty of people do.
It was something like maybe it was five of each, or it was
Hmm.
something like he was trying different things. Because also the feminized, he wasn't he one of the first and feminized, I believe.
Oh, that's incredible. J5 says Noob is still giving out those multi-pass beans. That's amazing.
Right now, you just have so
Uh,
many, you just want to, yeah, see
because
what you
that's
can
the thing. I
use.
think he's probably still getting the seeds, right? Because
You're
wasn't
gonna
the
get
deal like
some.
you get seeds every month for life or some shit? And
Uh,
oh, goodness gracious, now that Publishers Clearinghouse is going out of business, there are apparently a number of winners. Like remember all those Publishers Clearinghouse letters? Well, apparently they weren't fake. There were evidently some actual winners to that, but unfortunately, those like winners for life basically now are getting fucked. Basically, they were talking about in the news like some guy I don't know back east somewhere, and the dude had one of those $5,000 per month for life things, and he was like. I don't remember, retirement age basically, and has no retirement because his retirement was the $5,000 a month for life thing. And he's like, well, what do I do now? Well, yeah, welcome to American capitalism. What do you do now when they pull the rug out from under you? You know,
Hmm?
pretty much.
have
Yeah,
different
If you're
rugs.
not
Stand on
rich in
different
this country, you're
rugs.
just waiting for the rug to get pulled. What's that, Jeff?
Yeah, try to stand on different rugs, maybe.
Try to get a flying carpet, I guess.
Yeah,
man.
could work too.
See if you can pick up one of those.
The housing's real expensive. So I noticed in housing, like around here, they're building like crazy around here too.
Huh.
But they'll advertise like living space, 3,500 square feet. And this will be like a two-story house. And the first floor, the main floor, ground floor will be
Gosh,
fixed up
3,500 square
really
feet is a
nice.
fairly big house, though.
Yeah, well that'll be living space. But it's because the basement's like totally unfinished. it'll just be like plumbed even for like a bathroom and I guess it has to have heating and ventilation, to be living space and window, big window. But uh, but it's unfinished and it's pretty expensive, I think it's like $800,000
Huh.
and
Well,
it's a
but I
small
stand by
quarter
that too.
quarter
Well,
acre
part of
lot.
the problem is that I guess when we're talking about this, part of the problem is that a lot of the builders really focus on the kind of more luxury end of the market. So when you think about a 3,500 square foot house, it's already a fairly big house. And I don't know what houses you're used
It's
to,
not that big. Yeah.
Jeff, but
No, mine
most
ours.
houses,
Yeah.
3 bedroom, 3 bath house, for example, is like 2,000 square feet oftentimes. So 3,500 square feet of living space is a substantial increase, right? It's almost double that house. So it could be like 6 bathrooms or 6 bedrooms,
It
four
was
bathrooms,
three.
something like that.
It's like
Pardon?
3 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms on the first floor, and then the basement's unfinished. And it's done up really nice. Kitchen's real nice, and it also has a $200 a month HOA,
Oh my, yeah.
which gives like garbage and recycling, and I guess they take care of
Which will, by the way, only
common
increase. If you know
spaces,
anything about HOAs, it will only increase and
and
sometimes
that's a lot.
substantially.
Yo,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I should pay a little HOA, but it's like yeah, I can't even remember. It's so trivial. It's like 20 or $40 a year. We pay it
Uh,
once a year. Well, I think actually maybe it even comes out of mortgage, but it's like nothing. But they don't really do much with it either. I guess they take care of some of the common space. So I could see how, yeah, that's a ridiculous price for a house. It's also how you shop around, because it's all
at the
bare
same
because no
time,
trees and
3,500 square
landscaping.
feet in Los Angeles, you'd be paying
Yeah,
$2 million, maybe even
but
$3 million,
but
depending on
it's
the
like
neighborhood,
half that.
obviously.
It's like half that that's finished though. So 17, 1,800 square feet upstairs, something
Uh,
like that. Um, and it's yeah,
Another
for
thing
eight
I
hundred
hear with the
thousand.
high interest rates these days is that basically people can't afford to buy a house and fix it up like they used to. So houses that are not effectively turnkey sit on the market. And so, for example, I've got a house down the street that has been just sitting. Obviously not going to sell this year, probably not going to sell next year, even honestly, for that price. And they have finally lowered the price. For the longest time, they didn't lower the price. But one of the biggest problems of the place is that it's really not turnkey when you think about it. Like it's being sold on paper for an appropriate price. It's got a huge backyard and everything else. But they really just did a rush job. It's obviously just a lipstick fucking job. They put in laminate counter or LVC floors, right? The luxury vinyl, whatever that fuck that means, floors, but not even matching colors. So if you go through the rooms, they clearly just picked up whatever cheapest colors they had at Lumber Liquidators or something. And if that place still exists, and why would you not have matching floors? I don't understand. Like I could understand if you had old color wood floors in the bedrooms, but if you put in different colors, that just shows sloppiness, right? There's like a chip, and this is the thing. Like if you notice the pictures, there's a chip in the countertop, right? They didn't replace the countertops, and there's a chip in the fucking laminate. Well, these are all things that someone is going to have to do, and they're going to have to, for example, replace those countertops. Well, immediately that's a $5,000 or $6,000 job, right? Least you're going to get that for is probably $2,000 or $3,000. The very least you're going to get that for because it's big countertops. So long story short, it's sat on the market. And that's what I remember, like when I was selling my place and buying this blade. Excuse me. People were saying, as stupid as it sounds, if the place needs really anything, people are going to walk away. And so that's one of the reasons the dude had me stage my condo down in Los Angeles. And it literally cost me money to stage it, right? It wasn't free. So I ended up spending, I don't remember honestly. Oh, I ended up actually spending like 3 grand for it, but then he paid for I'll tell you the rest of that story. It was like 1,500 or 1,700, and that was already kind of a negotiated price to get the stager to come and basically put garage sale art around the place because that's basically what he got. I mean, if you know hardcore or anybody else, if you've ever been to garage sales, you know that these people were basically mostly sifting through garage sales from week to week and then filling up storage units with cool stuff. I mean, I can't blame them, right? But so he came and brought some obviously well used furniture, ni all nice looking, all nice looking paintings and everything. The guy was a very good designer, very good professional stager. So that's literally what he does. He did a spectacular job because he made the place immediately look like $1 million basically. And sure enough, the buyer basically bought my staging fucking stuff, which just it made me laugh so hard because it was literally like in some cases kind of hotel art, some fake plants, literally fake TVs, fake prop TVs because it's Los Angeles, right? So they have prop houses all over the place. So you never thought about that, but you'll actually find like old cinema and prop gear at garage sales, right? Like my dad used to do that all the time. He would get just random shit basically at garage sales. Anyway, people have famously got old cinema lenses and cameras and shit because old directors pass away, whatever. Anyway, fuck was I trying to say? Oh, I completely just lost my train of thought. That blueberry muffin joint just freaking finally got me. Uh, fuck was I talking about with Hollywood? Literally lost my train of thought completely.
Staging it and
Oh, the staging. I guess more or less told the story. It was just it's so absurd. I don't know. So absurd to me. So I ended up basically having to. That was part of the agreement. I had to buy the staging stuff and basically give it to him. That was his little nickel because he basically did an asking price offer, which was incredible. But buyers always have to get something. So that was his thing. You get the staging equipment for me or staging gear. So I was like, all right, whatever, dude. Here you go. Um, and so I think it cost me, I think the better part of $1,500 extra to buy him basically used furniture. I couldn't believe it, but whatever. But presumably to this day, he's oh, that's what I was talking about. That the buyers basically have nothing. And for example, the realtors, I remember asking my realtor, even talking to maybe his I don't remember. I remember who I was talking to. It's not important for the sake of conversation. And they were like, yeah, it's basically interest rates are high and projected to go higher, and people really can't and won't probably get home equity loans and stuff like that because if the mortgage is already at 8 or 9%, because it's never at base, it's going to be more than base, right? So if the a base a percent, I don't remember what the base is, but it's somewhat high now, right? So people were literally spending 7 or 8 or even 9% for decent mortgages, right? That's already quite high. What am I trying to say? They will not be able to get another $20,000 loan or $40,000. And then don't forget, everything costs more now. So what used to be $20,000 is going to be $40,000 now, right? People are stuck. And so basically they have to have a turnkey house. Um, so where was I going to with that? I guess just saying that we turned my place into a turnkey house, literally that he didn't even have to buy furniture. I remember wondering like, so what? Did he just move here with clothes or something? I don't know. Like, should we have gotten him clothes too? I'm not 100% sure how that works, but we even had like kitchen stuff. You know what I mean? Because it was supposed to look like a lived-in home, right? But like a museum quality lived-in home, right? That no one actually lives in. Anyway, uh. I guess I conveyed my thought. It's such a weird market now. And they just lowered the interest rates by what? 0.25 basis points with indications that they will continue raising or lowering slightly because the economy is contracting and inflation is rising. So in theory, that would boom the mortgage market, right? But the mortgage prices are already so high that people are expecting it probably won't do much. But since demand is still there because supply has essentially dried up for the last literally like going on 10, maybe even 15 years. Essentially, since the Great Recession, apparently supply has never really recovered, from what I understand. And effectively, after COVID, that's been this like double strike. So supply is still constrained, which is to say that there's not enough houses. There's physically not enough houses for people. Um, and so the demand for those houses, even at ridiculous prices, is still high, but that those houses have to be basically perfect because the people are already essentially at the top of their affordability for any of these houses. It's an absolutely ridiculous situation. I guess I'm thinking about this so granularly because I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to sell my house because I didn't move here intending to live here forever. And so now I'm trying to figure out, what to do with this place, and such an odd situation, right? So, for example, like this house down the street, this is obviously going to affect me because it's going to. I mean, it's a little bit different house, so it's not an exact comp, but it's on my street. So basically, I need some comps basically in the area. And as far as I can tell, there have been no sales in the area. Like, there's been no sales in my immediate area, basically, which is incredibly unusual. Even for this area where I'm at, there's less volume here than there was where I used to live. But even still, like there should be some volume, you know. And yeah, this year there hasn't been. It's not to say that there haven't been any houses sold for a mile radius or something. That's not true. But oh, it's a weird market. And then, of course, when I do look, or when I have looked at the houses that did sell, they were basically turnkey. You know, like there was nothing that needed to be done. It used to be that you would paint like a general color, and then as soon as people would move in, they'd paint a new color. Well, from what I understand, people don't have the money to paint anymore. So you now paint basically. Everyone says, all the realtors, everybody, they just tell you paint some version of Swiss coffee, which is Home Depot's color of slightly off white, basically. And so like Sherwin-Williams has their own, Benny Moore has their own, on and on and on. But everybody basically just says paint it that color because basically it used to be that was the color that made it easiest to just kind of visualize, and then people would come in and immediately paint. But now it's just such a harmless color that people just hang stuff up and they don't even bother. And by the way, there's now one, if not even two generations of what do they call them? The millennial gray. Basically, they started calling it that because essentially millennials, so few of them could afford houses that most of them lived in apartments and got used to apartment gray. And literally, when they would move into a house, they would paint the house fucking gray. So long as they would transpose this, like, I don't know, long-term abuse on them, honestly, into their whole lives. Anyway, so where am I going to with this? We're like two generations in to people that don't even change the colors, or if they do change the color, they make it even like more generic, basically when they move in. I don't know. We're in strange times, dude. I know it used to be the first thing that people did when they moved in, like, you know, even in I Love Lucy or something, right? It was like a cultural thing. Everyone rolls up their hands, and you know, Lucy's getting paint all over the place, and she's got paint on her hair, and paint on the wall, and paint on the ceiling, and everything else, right? That was just fucking something everyone did. But now people just put some pictures on the wall and call it good. It's interesting. Oh, by the way, I just saw on Reddit, Sherwin-Williams just cut their 401k matching and stuff. So
Ooh.
all the employees that worked at, I guess I'm subscribed to Paint. I'm just thinking like, how did I get this? But I'm subscribed to Paint, I think, I guess on because I've been on Reddit for like a fucking 1,000 years, so I'm subscribed to 80,000 different subreddits, right? So anyway, uh, uh, everyone was like, I'm taking my business to Benny Moore. To be honest, I've never understood why everyone just shits their pants for Sherwin-Williams. It's fine paint, but I don't know. I guess I'm not a professional painter. Maybe if I were, maybe it would make a difference. But I don't know. It's super expensive paint. It's like $100 a gallon, basically. I mean, the pros never pay $100 a gallon, and most customers even won't pay $100 a gallon because a lot of times they have sales, like 40% off sales. But anytime someone has these regular 40% off sales like this, I'm just like, what's the real price? I don't know. I don't know, man. So anyway, like the fucking $100 gallon of paint that's actually $60 gallon of paint. Anyway, it is good paint though. I'll have to be honest.
There's
It is good paint. It sticks to the wall well and stuff. And it probably sticks to the wall well better, honestly, than, for example, Behr, which I
Sticks to your
honestly
wall.
use most of the time because it's just so much cheaper than Sherwin-Williams and Benny Moore. Like I said, I'm not a fucking professional painter, you know what I mean? But
Sticks to your wall good.
nice, D.
And
Uh,
we
what's
have
that,
this
D?
uh we have this stuff called Scuffex paint, and it's really expensive by the
Scruffex?
gallon.
Tell us
Like
about it.
I think it's like 80, 90 bucks a gallon, something like
Is
that.
that
It's
just the
crazy.
brand Scruffex or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I
It's
gotcha.
supposed to be. It's really good quality paint.
Gotcha.
A lot of they use it for furniture and shit.
And by the way, there is a difference between high quality and low quality paint. For example, there's more of the what do they call them? Latex solids and stuff. And so cheap paint basically
Yeah.
literally will have more fillers and stuff instead of actual latex solids. So traditionally, Sherwin-Williams was famous for that. But this is the thing, you know, like they're a publicly traded corporation, so I never really trust companies like that. So it's like if they were good at one point, it's only a matter of time before their CEO or shareholders basically or their board of directors demand that they just cut everything to shit, right? So I've always assumed that they're cutting corners somewhere. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe they are still the best. A lot of people that I've talked to, anytime that I talk to a like a professional painter or something, they always love Sherwin-Williams. But whatever. Benny Moore traditionally has the best color palette. They're kind of the one that sets the tone for the color palette, at least in the U.S. But they're also the most expensive. Like Benjamin Moore is like Benjamin Moore Aura or some shit. It's like 120 bucks a gallon or something. I'm not gonna buy that. But fuck, I got a fucking hair stuck to
I
my
no
beard.
doubt.
What's that?
I no doubt. Paint's expensive.
I mean, I don't know. If you're a professional painter and you can actually work it into your bid and
Yeah.
stuff, that makes sense, right? But if you're painting your own house and stuff, like, bro, $120 a gallon, and you're gonna have to buy 5 or 6 or 7 gallons. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what the professional painters use when they painted in my house.
Chances are, if you had professional painters, they use Sherwin-Williams. The overwhelming majority of
Outside
painters seem
house.
to use them, yeah. Now, local painter and local paint companies will also get really good business. So down in California, it was Dunn Edwards or something in Hollywood. I can't remember the brand name. And then up in Portland, Miller Paints. I don't think they're outside of Portland. And I'm sure every town will probably have their local paint company, you know what I mean? And a lot of times they'll be good. Miller Paint has a pretty good reputation. What else? The one in California. I don't know. I remember thinking their paint always looked really shitty, but I don't know. Maybe it was that's just the quality that's just an indictment maybe of the quality of the workers or something. I don't know. There's a particularly kind of quality of work that gets done in LA that's generally not very high. I'm sure it's higher in Beverly Hills or something, but generally speaking, like I don't know, nobody really does anything that well. So like the lines are straight-ish. I don't know. See what I'm talking about with these fucking lighters? I shouldn't have to hit it like a goddamn lint wheel. Fuck me.
Yeah, California's pretty bad. Like Florida's known for that too, Miami area.
Oh yeah, just shitty everything. Yeah, shitty work, shitty everything. Yeah. There's just so many people, and hardly anybody speaks English natively. Like it's a very surprising thing for people that go to Los Angeles. Like literally, it's a minority English as a native speaker in the city because almost everybody speaks with an accent. Literally, you'll walk into the grocery store and the cashiers basically speak with an accent. You'll walk into your lawyer's office. The lawyer speaks with an accent. The lawyer's secretaries, they're Hispanic, or the lawyer's Russian and the secretaries are Mexican. Your dentist will be Pakistani, and the clerks will be, all manner of fucking things from all over the world. What else? Your barber is Chinese. I mean, it's just like it's one of those cities like it's kind of like New York. It's really uh, 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 very unusual for the U.S. and people that are not from there are always surprised. What am I trying to say? Anyway, so there's a little bit of a problem with communication, literally, between people, and but at the same time, the communication kind of gets used. So, like with contractors, this is sort of a thing that basically the contractors pretend not to understand properly. So you'll get, for example, like in Hollywood, lots and lots and lots of Armenian, Russian, and then of course Hispanic contractors. The Hispanic ones actually usually do a really great job, actually, but the Ukrainian or the former Soviet bloc, I guess you should say, because it could be Ukrainian, Russian, whatever, and then the Armenian guys, who most of which are actually formerly Soviet, because Armenia was, for the most part, it was in the Soviet Union. What am I trying to say? Uh, what's the other group that I'm totally spacing on? Oh, I can't think of it. Anyway, so these contractors famously will have like super strong accents, which is not made up because they actually came from those places. But then you'll talk to them about something, you know what I mean? And they'll be, oh, yes, 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 yes. But then like they don't do it quite right. That conveniently saves them an hour or whatever. And then you'll be talking to them and blah, 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 like, and this is not just me, for example, right? Like my whole building had this problem. Like this is just the thing. They'll just kind of pretend not to understand you for their benefit, basically. So you always have to be exceptionally fucking clear about what you need and what you want, what you expect for the money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. Very unique problem. I don't know. Probably any like large immigrant city probably has the same kind of thing. Anyway, it's kind of, I don't know. It's equal parts like amusing but not amusing. I don't know. I don't know how to express it. It's kind of ridiculous to be honest too. Cheers, Jones N2 Grow. Oh, Jones N2 Grow says he's going to TV time. Right on, Jones. Good to see you later. Have a good one. If nobody else hops on here soon, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see how it goes because I don't think D and DGC Jeff want to talk to nobody or just to sit here looking at each other. Although maybe they do. Who knows? We haven't asked. But
Yeah, he
folks,
goes somewhere else. gets on.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, hop on
But
here.
I was
If you're
wondering what
listening, you
Captain's
could
been
be on the
doing.
conversation. What's that, Jeff?
I've been wondering what Captain's up to lately. I know he had some
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a minute.
taking care of his parents issues.
Pardon?
He had some issues taking care of his parents, some responsibilities there is he had to deal with, and life popped up. I think his father had some health issues he was helping
Uh,
with, last I remember. And then his mother's garden. I
if
wonder
you're
how
a
that's coming
caretaker for your
along.
parents, because as far as I remember, he was saying he was basically their caretaker. Gosh, all kinds of weird shit pops up, and it's not a highly paid profession, right? Because I think the Social Security benefits pay like $1,000 a month or something for a caretaker, and that's supposed to be your full-time salary, right? And it's from what I understand, it's way more than a full-time job and stuff. Yeah, that would be a nightmare. Oh, look at that. What's he looking at? He's looking at cheese. He's looking at Canadian snacks. Let's look at Let's look at the Canadian snacks, eh? Oh, you got your Werther's
Okay.
window. You got the Werther's down here too. Lifesavers, most of the same shit, honestly.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm sure you have
Red
some different
Bull.
stuff. I know the Aussies have those cool, like they're
And
kind of like
chips.
gummy sweet chews. Yeah, yeah. I think they have chips too. But
Yeah.
every time I see, like, I remember in Crocodile Dundee, a
Kangaroo
couple different
balls.
characters were eating them. We don't seem to have those. They're like these kind of nougat candy chews or something. Anyway, we don't
But
have
over there
those.
they
We have
more
Cadbury.
flavored chips than
You
here.
guys have more Cadbury than we do most of the
Yeah,
time. I mean,
definitely.
it's a
Definitely a nice
brand here, but
chocolate
it's a
aisle
British
there.
brand, so we definitely have less of it than we do with some of these other
That is
brands.
everything. Some
Yeah,
Swiss
Kit
down
Kats
there at
for
the
sure.
bottom.
Oh, Kit Kats is
Yeah,
such an
yeah.
international brand. That Cuckoo thing I've seen before. But they have milk in bags. That will never not be amusing.
Oh yeah.
And they're like,
Uh,
why wouldn't you have milk in a bag?
yeah, I think France does that too.
Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Warm
We also
milk.
have milk. We also have milk in cartons. Don't worry.
There you go.
We have
So
carton
you
milk.
are civilized. I see. You are half civilized. Makes sense.
We also got nut milk.
Your mom likes nut milk.
Sucked nut.
But that's refrigerated though. Okay. In France, I remember they had milk that wasn't refrigerated.
All of Europe, yeah, it's hyper pasteurized. Let
Yes,
me think. Does it have to be refrigerated after you open it? I think it has to be
I would
refrigerated
think
after you open it, but don't quote me on that
I would
because
think
it's
so,
basically
but
just hyper pasteurized, so it doesn't have to be refrigerated until you open it.
yeah, but that'd be handy. I don't know how long it lasts, just room temperature, but just keeping that around, just oh, need fresh milk. Oh,
Gee,
get it from
I
the
mean, unopened, it
cupboard.
lasts like it's like a can of food,
here you
basically. It
go.
lasts for a while.
Uh,
Um,
I guess it's condensed milk, but that
no, it's not
condensed
condensed.
things
It's not.
usually
I remember
last.
it
No,
was
no, I
that
mean
was the
we're
milk.
used
Like
to
I
that.
lived
oh,
in
this
Vienna.
makes
That was the milk when I was there. I
Yeah,
remember asking about it because like it wouldn't even be refrigerated on the shelf, right? Like here, milk is all refrigerated in the store, obviously, because it would go spoil, it would go bad. Eggs are refrigerated, milk is refrigerated. Whereas, for example, if you go to Aldi, for example, in Europe, a lot of times the eggs are just sitting out in cartons, right? Like right in the middle of the store. They don't have to be refrigerated. They don't wash the membrane. In fact, they don't wash eggs basically overseas. So a lot of times you'll see still like the kind of poop stains on them and stuff. It's kind of amusing. But the nice thing about that is that the egg is essentially imporous. It won't accept anything from the environment, whereas our eggs are porous and can accept pathogens from the environment. So you have to refrigerate them so that they basically don't spoil. What am I trying to say? Same thing. The milk is basically just out on the shelf somewhere in the middle of the store, and you just go take a couple off the fucking thing, put it in your basket, and then you go home, and eventually you open it up. And I'm trying to remember. I think some of them you don't even really have to refrigerate, but they eventually will go bad because anything will go bad. It's not like they have preservatives because they don't really use preservatives. They're just hyper pasteurized to such a degree. And I feel like some of them didn't have to be refrigerated at all. But I do remember most of them, I think it's like a can of food. You basically pop the can and then as soon as it's open, you have to put it in the fridge. Um,
do they sell cold milk also? And is
well,
that
it
better? I mean, does it really
uh,
taste just as good from a can or
I mean,
warm
it's
sitting
still in
there
a
on a shelf?
carton. It's still basically in a carton.
Carton.
It still tasted like milk. And this is one
Yeah.
of the things that
I mean, we're,
Americans
we're
don't
used to
realize. Actually,
condensed
we
milk here
really
in a
make a lot of
can.
sacrifices for our foods. Most American food is quite bland compared to a lot of other foods overseas. So, for example, in Germany and France, you get basically fresh bread. Like they have like literally a bakery, not just like a bakery distribution or something, but they have an actual bakery at every single fucking grocery store. They'll even have like in Germany and in Austria, they'll have little bakery kiosks in the subway stations. You know, of course, they have uh, I mean, LA and stuff has public transportation too. But basically, imagine I don't know. Most of the people here are not from LA, but imagine you're basically at a bus stop and there's literally like a fresh bakery right next to you. Literally, that's basically all over Europe is pretty much the case. And a lot of times they're chain bakeries. It's not like it's all mom and pop bakery. Don't get me wrong, but these chain bakeries are all day long and especially in the morning making fresh breads and pastries. So all day long, you're standing at the bus stop. You can't help but smell the smell of fresh bread, and you'll literally basically, like for example, on the way home or on the way to work or whatever else, you can just go pick up basically fresh rolls, fresh loaves, fresh whatever. And so a lot of the produce, a lot of the bread, a lot of the meat, et cetera, is so much more flavorful. I'm not fucking making this up. I'm not doing this like, oh my God, the rest of the world's so great. This is just one of these things that our food industry is very much owned by the rich and for the rich, and we very much made a decision that all of our produce and stuff can be a lot more green. It can be picked green and then basically shipped to us and then ripened in the store because it makes more money for the farmer that way. Not because the customer is more pleased that way, but because it makes more money for the farmer. Whereas in Europe, they just wouldn't buy that produce
Same
because
with
they have
Bud.
so many different produce markets and everything else. Like if the grocery stores had shitty produce, the people would just go down the street to the fucking Turkish market or whatever and just buy their produce. That's always fresh because they're getting it from fucking Turkey and stuff. You know what I mean?
Same
Like
with
Turkey is
Bud.
kind of, I mean, I guess you could say Turkey, Italy, and Spain all are kind of like the California of Europe. They've always got fresh produce. That's kind of where the majority of produce comes from. And if you don't get it from one, you can get it from the other. Oh, and then Africa too, of course. So no joke, like honestly, the cheeses and fucking everything basically tastes better. This is not like a thing that people are making up. Like everything basically tastes better. And it's not just in Europe, it's basically worldwide, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's actually kind of a sad indictment about America that we have just deprioritized that. And it's not
I
to say that
think
you can't get good food in America. You absolutely 100% can. You just have to be so attentive, kind of like us American or like us weed farmers. For example, the last few weeks, I've been picking my own tomatoes pretty much every single day. I'm lucky enough that I actually grew enough tomatoes that basically every single day I'm getting mostly cherry tomatoes, but I'm getting at least like one good bowl of cherry tomatoes ripe every single day. And yeah, I guess I could go to like the one of the better grocery stores in town and go buy the nice organic tomatoes or something and spend, $5, $6 a pound or more, and get good tomatoes that taste really good, or you have to grow them. You know what I mean? Same thing. I baked a loaf of bread today. Well, it's a really lovely loaf of bread. I would have had to go and probably spend about $6 or $7 for that whole wheat loaf. In Europe, it's a normal loaf of bread. It's just that literally a normal fucking loaf of bread that you get at the street corner. So it is frustrating that we've made these choices in our society to kind of disconnect from, quality and everything else.
yeah, the
So
fast
when you say,
food.
"Oh, does the milk taste as good?" Actually, it tastes better, to be perfectly honest. Like I just don't drink milk in the U.S. I'm not a big milk drinker in general, but I actually would sometimes drink a little bit of milk when I was in Europe or when I was with my friends or something, especially with coffee and stuff, because it did taste less like because basically milk tastes mostly like pus to me, so I just can't fucking stand it. And I'm not trying to be some kind of a snob when I say this. I've always said this like, oh, it probably comes off like I'm a big fucking snob. I say I can't drink non-organic milk, but I'm literally telling the truth. I can't like and I'm not saying that if I didn't find a cow somewhere that wasn't organic that I wouldn't be able to drink their milk. I haven't tested the theory because I don't drink that much milk. Generally speaking, I don't like milk. But I can drink organic milk because it doesn't taste like fucking pus to me. Whereas basically everything that's not organic or not, the fancy organic milk basically tastes like it literally tastes like it tastes disgusting. I don't want to be more specific than that. You know what I mean? It just tastes fucking repulsive. It tastes like a spoiled cow's teat or some shit. You know what I mean? And what am I trying to say? I just can't do it. No amount of cookies, no amount of chocolate chip cookies is worth that flavor. I think the reason why I'm maybe so attuned to the organic milk is that I grew up next to like what is it, Organic Valley or something. I think one of their distribution facilities. So like at the grocery store, their milk was always actually quite inexpensive at the grocery store. So my mom would always just buy that milk. And neither of us, my mom nor I, were never really big milk drinkers, but just, that's the thing you buy. And my mom tried to
Yeah.
be a good American. She's an immigrant, right? So she tried to be a good American. Okay, buy milk like everybody.
I
So
think
we
it's
always had
pretty.
some milk in the fridge. Pardon?
I think it's available widespread now in America. Organic
What
milk.
Organic Valley? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they're
organic
they
milk,
used they
different
used to be just
brands.
kind of like on the West Coast, but I think they're all over the country now. It's
That's
like a
always
co-op style, yeah.
that's one of the few. Like I think some things were either
Hmm.
like subsidized or somehow they were just some things were just really cheap in Denmark. I think it's because it was subsidized and not taxed. And then organic milk was one of it.
Hmm.
One of the things. Yeah, it was pretty cheap.
And it could well be that because most countries subsidize their food goods and stuff to some degree, right? Because they try to either maintain their own industries or whatever. The U.S. has not really created subsidies for the consumer so much that they've created subsidies basically on behalf of the farmers and done it in a weird way too, right? Because they've prioritized some of the strangest crops, and they
Screwy.
haven't changed the rule, even though basically like the whole like the Cold War supposedly is over and everything else. So the whole reason, arguably, for the massive over farming of ethanol in the Midwest basically went away, but they still do it. You know what I mean? And so they still throw all that money at the corn farmers, whereas they don't throw any money at the produce farmers, for example, right? So if you grow corn or soybeans, fuck off. They'll basically pay you to do nothing, even if you have a failed crop. In one way or another, there's some way for you to make money off that crop. Whereas if you grow artichokes on that goddamn same field, you're on your own, buddy. If there's a tornado or whatever else that comes along, too bad to be you. You should have fucking grown soybeans. Uh, I think there's a couple other crops that are like that too, but basically it's only
Yeah,
like,
maybe mixed
again, like
soybeans, cotton.
soybeans, what, cotton?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't think of, there's one other crop that's subsidized, but I don't remember. But yeah, broccoli?
uh,
No, tomatoes? No.
is rice.
People, we need some more fucking people on here. I'm not going to beg again. The link is right there. We have people watching. If people don't fucking hop on here, we're going to
Yeah,
bounce
how
here in a few
fun.
minutes.
Fumi mostly talks all the time anyway.
That's the
That's
thing.
what
if there's nobody else on
I
here,
just
ladies
say,
and
yeah,
gentlemen,
I'm
holy
just
shit, it's just a
that's what
monologue anyway. Jesus fucking Christ. 100%, Jeff.
I
Jesus,
said it, but
Jesus
yeah, it's
H
pretty
Christ.
easy actually. I'm pretty. I clean my mighty tray, all my pieces for my mighty. I've got three top pieces that I
Uh,
cleaned all those out, and yeah, I'm
Stores
just
and Pickle
working on
just
it. I
created
really
just
like it.
released a new little
Doing it now.
vaporizer. I can't think of the name of it. Have you seen it? The little small one.
No,
Uh,
I saw a new
I didn't
pipe
watch the
by
whole video,
Puffco I
but I
hadn't
just saw
seen
like the
before.
blurb, Sneaky Pete Vaporizers or whatever on my YouTube channels, subscriptions, whatever. He was doing a video about it. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I
That'd be
guess I guess I
good.
could just Google
I
it while I'm
got a
here.
plenty too, but that one it's actually gives it gives it gives a big hit, and it's like you're really committed because it's like a gram and a half, and you fill it in there,
Hmm.
and it's but it's like the
It's a
mighty
nice,
lately. I've been
it's
liking
vape.
it.
Yeah, it kind of
It's
looks
just
like
really easy.
uh, uh, Marvin the Martian Space Ray or something.
Yeah, it's plug in also. It's not battery
Right.
like the
Oh,
mighty.
Earthling.
Yeah,
Looks
mighty is
like
really
something they'd
nice.
have on the
Like that.
Star Trek fucking Klingons.
With the bad food and everything, it's ironic that
Hmm.
a lot of successful sports players, that's what they invest in. It's all these crappy chains of these franchises of all these, burger joints or whatever kind of fast food. It's just
I mean,
crappy
a lot of these
food.
guys,
And they're athletes. They
they're
should know
just
better.
because they're athletes. They're not restaurateurs, right? So basically, they'll have some restaurant investor predator basically come to them and basically bilk them for money, and they're just licensing their name and everything else. It's a pretty hollow deal.
Yeah,
Jamie
just
Oliver
all
had to
money.
shut his. They were just talking about it recently. Jamie Oliver had a whole restaurant empire in Britain, but evidently it was basically one of these kind of licensing deals where he evidently owned a good portion of the corporation, but it was effectively some kind of a restaurant group, and they did basically cafeteria food with Jamie Oliver prices. So effectively, you'd go there with your family and you'd spend $400 or $500, but it was basically like you could have gotten the same at your fucking school cafeteria.
Uh,
You know what I mean? It was like lunchroom cafeteria. People were talking about that was the quality. So wouldn't you be surprised the brand went out of business? And you see that all the time with these celebrity brands. They basically just sign up for some fucking garbage that basically someone convinced them. Someone effectively preyed on them, you know? It's almost sad, but at the same time, like I'm not gonna be sad for some millionaire who made a stupid decision.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Maybe
Take
you
it
should
Veezy. That's what they're calling it.
maybe like Jamie Oliver, somebody who like he was pretty interested in nutrition and really trying to help people get in school lunch programs going, like nutritious food.
Hmm.
And maybe you can come up with something and like Planet Hollywood kind of style where a little upscale, but also like with a sports theme to it and having at least some things that are like healthy and delicious
Well,
and
now we're
nutritious.
talking. I don't know anything about this other than the fact that the brand is pretty reputable.
Huh.
Everyone that I've ever had on the show has always really liked their Stores and Bickle products. The only annoying thing is that they're so fucking German, you know, like this is my that's a fucking weird accent, but this is my portable vaporization device. This is my German. It's Hans, you know, like it's
We have
this
ways.
is my Borsche. This is my Borsche vaporizer.
We have
Like
ways.
exactly, we have ways of making you
We
talk,
have
you know.
ways
So
of
like you
making
say,
you
the
talk.
fucking plenty. Like look at these things. They're just such comical things.
Oh,
The volcano. I mean, the volcano. A lot of people love, right? But it is also kind of specific. You got to walk around with that bag.
Yeah. You're committed also to
You're
that.
committed, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people love it, right? I'm not going to argue with it. The Crafty too, there's no arguing. Crafty and Mighty, they're basically the same thing, just slightly different versions of each other. One has a bigger capacity, I think, is what it was. But they're also a little
Yeah.
bit on the
Second, yeah,
expensive side,
battery.
$400. And the Mighty dude is
Mm.
large, like it's larger than
that's what
this
she said.
iPhone 12 Pro Max, whatever the fuck. I
Mighty.
don't know. There's probably bigger iPhones now, but this is smaller. I remember
Yeah.
than the Mighty Vaporizer. I held it up
Yeah. I'm
next to the
holding it
phone,
right now in my hand.
like
Yeah.
and they're like it's like an inch thick and stuff. So you're not going to just slip that in your coat pocket or something, you know what I mean? But for
The
example, it looks like they have two
That's what
smaller
the
ones.
crafty was for.
The
The,
Venti,
the crafty
but the
was
Crafty is still
that's
kind of
okay.
big, honestly. I remember because I
Well,
was looking at the Crafty for the longest time.
you can kind of hold it in your hand in your fist though while you're putting your fist up to your mouth and
Most powerful portable Storz and Bickel
it looks
vaporizer,
pretty cool.
20-second
Oh yeah,
heat
okay
up
that.
time.
So they went. Yeah, that's not the new one though. Yeah, that one's pretty. Yeah, it's nice. It's got the display. The new one looked like it didn't have a display. It was real simple. Might have an app.
Because that's
what?
the thing. Do you really need a
Um,
fucking, do we need to keep accepting the fucking cookies? Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Do you
I
really need
hate
an
that too.
app? Do you really need, like, I have this, I still have the Firefly. Um, I hardly ever use it. I don't remember even last time I used it. Uh, and it technically had the app and all that stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. But I was like, dude, I need to set it for one temperature and
No,
forget
it's
it. I don't need to
crazy. It's
change
gonna
my
be like
experience every single time. Like the
this
whole
is
idea
Robin
of,
Single.
oh, because that's what they want to tell you. It's kind of like all the grow nerds that think they're gonna tune their spectrums and everything else. They're like, well, for Gorilla Glue, I'm gonna vape it at 441, and for fucking gelato, I'm gonna vape it at 440, 439. But it's like, dude, in reality, you realize that it just does not fucking matter because what happens is you inevitably forget one bowl or something, right? And you're trying to be, even if you're some super nerd purist, right? Because I can be a kind of a nerd purist. So I'm like, oh, this will be only the Gorilla Glue vape bowl for forever. But then you'll forget and you just basically have something ground up and throw it in there and you're stoned already and you vape and you're like, oh shit, this isn't Gorilla Glue. And then you realize it vaped just fine. You know, that's basically what happens.
yeah. A lot of the strains that I don't like to smoke, I like vaping them. So
Mm.
that's where they
I
wind up.
really
They
want
don't
to
go
get
to
more into
waste.
the vaping, actually. I want to finally fix my Vapor Bros box vape, my desk vape, because I broke that thing trying to soup it up. Super stupid. It's a fairly easy fix, actually, thankfully, because it is actually made in the US and stuff. You can call them up and get the parts. Excuse me. And one of these days, I would actually consider getting one of those Stores and Bickles because the Firefly
Yeah.
was just too much of a. You know what? Maybe I wouldn't because now that I think about it, the problem with how
Mm-mm.
big is the chamber on this VZ? The Firefly
It looks
took
like the
like a
same size.
third of a gram, I want to say, maybe a third of a gram in the bowl, but then you'd be basically like the whole process is you'd be, and the flavor, don't get me wrong, the flavor was exceptional, but uh Firefly 2 or so. I don't remember which version I had, so I don't know how out of date I am now. But you'd have to take like 10 puffs maybe to really go all the way through the bowl, and then even halfway through you were supposed to stir it and stuff. It's just like,
Oh yeah,
dude, I don't
no,
have to do that
Uh,
for a joint. You know what I
I
mean?
don't,
Like that was the process
no,
that I was just like, bro, this is too much. And I think that those Stores and Bickles were always powerful enough that you didn't really have to stir them. They still recommended stirring, the
yeah.
Mighty and the Crafty and whatever, but they were powerful enough that I don't think you had to. Um, what am I trying to say? But again, just that Jesus Christ,
Like,
this looks like a medical fucking apparatus. When you whip this out at a party, like, give me a break. Come
whip it
on,
out.
dude. This is my vaporization device. Let us now, and it's got a straw. Like Jesus Christ, they're obsessed with these fucking straws, and I'm sure it works well with that straw, that pop-up straw. But give me a
yeah,
break, dude. This is so
Suicide.
German.
okay.
Hello, my name is Hans.
Um,
Anyway,
I like I like the tabletop the vaporizer.
from
Volcano.
Volcano.
theirs. Oh, the volcano.
The Volcano Digital. That thing
Uh,
hits like a champ.
Gosh, they are expensive.
Yes, they
The
are.
Volcano Digital is now
Now,
$700.
now
Wow.
they did come down in price quite a bit. They used to be over $1,000 for one.
Did
And
they?
then on
I
top,
thought they were
yeah.
cheaper than this though.
No, they used to be over $1,000, and then
Huh.
you had to buy, and that didn't come with the bags or nothing. So then you had to buy like the accessory kit with it, and it
Huh.
was like $100 extra
Wow.
on top of that. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was like 1,100 or something.
I wouldn't pay that much. Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
Uh
so they are
Now
coming
the
down.
quality of the equipment is good. You know, they're using the proper ceramic heating coils, all that kind of stuff, right? Like way, 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 way better, I'm sure, than the
Tracer.
knockoffs. Although there are a couple of good knockoff brands these days because these volcanoes have been around for a long time. But like that Vapor Bros, oh, I remember. I don't remember when we did this, but we did basically a side by side with a friend of mine with the volcano and the Vapor Bros, and personally, I like the Vapor Bros better. I like the style of flavor and stuff because you vape on demand, so to speak, basically, instead of vaping the whole big bag. But like
Uh,
we honestly we didn't notice a big quality difference in the Vapor Bros. Is like $200-300 versus $700 for the. Okay, now granted, the Volcano that doesn't have. So this would be the better comparison because it has a dial, but it doesn't have digital whatever. The Volcano Classic is 479. So that would be
Yeah,
the better
I don't
yeah.
think
example.
that's gone up a whole lot either over a decade or even
They're saying
longer.
that no tariffs on US stock.
Huh.
Jesus Christ. So when they run out of their US stock, the tariffs will go up.
I kind of remember that always being around
I
$400,
know.
but now, so it's going up, but
Q
not, it hasn't
Q somebody in
doubled.
the chat telling us how tariffs are secretly a good thing. Please clarify. Next time any idiot in the chat says tariffs are good, bro. Tariffs are the best. I love tariffs. Please
What's
tell us
that,
how tariffs are
Tyler?
good. Please tell us how they're helpful, how they're good, how they're going to make things better. I'd like to know.
Wow, I was gonna show you guys bagged milk. That's right.
Cheers, Jack. Good to see you. Sound Truth. Good to see you. Folks, I'm not going to beg too much more. We're probably going to bounce here in a second if nobody else hops on here. We have plenty of viewers on here, plenty of people who have hopped on the show who are listening in right now, but just sitting in the background waiting for someone else to hop on. We're not that kind of show anymore. I got other stuff to do. So if nobody's going to hop on here in the next few minutes, we're going to fucking bouncity
What
bounce.
time? Boy.
Last time I'm begging you fucking idiots. The link is pinned. Everything. It could not be easier. Click the link and join the show. Don't be a dick. Don't show your dick. Don't be a fucking lunatic. That's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, that's it.
No showing your
Uh,
wallet.
100%. No butthole wallets. J5 is saying quick trips in the Midwest have bagged milk.
Silent.
That's one. So in other words, the my assumption is Quick Trips is probably like a gas station. Uh,
All the
what's the
quick,
ones
bigger
here on the
quickie
West
mart.
Coast? Oh my God, I can't
Oh
think of the
yeah,
name.
Come and Go is one, or Midwest. That's more Midwest.
Uh,
Yeah, Come and Go with a K, KUM.
Oh, I can't think of the.
Yeah,
Mom
They're
likes to
all up
come and
and down the
go.
coast on the West
yeah,
Coast, and I can't think of for the fucking name.
yeah,
It's at the tip of my tongue. Anyway,
yeah.
we all have these. We know what we're talking about, right? These travel gas stations, right? So that's what I'm assuming he's talking about. Quick Trips, and I wonder why they
All the quickie
specifically have
mart.
bagged. I mean, probably the reason is they have a Canadian distributor, but I wonder why they decided to have bagged milk. Uh, oh, and it's considerably cheaper too. That's interesting. Is it a plastic bag or what, D?
Yeah, I'll show you guys. Hold on.
Oh,
I guess these days a lot of people are anti-plastic, but at the same time the milk is kept cold, so I wonder if that's even really an issue. As long as it's a good food safe plastic, it probably is not an issue.
I don't know. I don't drink milk, so
Yeah, I don't really drink milk either.
yeah, I don't drink milk anymore.
It could come
I
in a
used to
this is
spiked
me.
fucking
drink almond
envelope,
Yeah.
and
milk.
I still wouldn't buy it. It's fucking hell.
All right. Hold on.
Every envelope is coated in pure LSD. I still probably wouldn't buy the
Uh,
shit. I don't know, maybe then I would.
let me check
Box
the
wine,
review.
I saw that in Europe first, but I see it here a lot now though.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
look at that. It's just a
The
bag of wine.
plastic liner.
So what do? Just poke a hole in it or what?
Hold on.
Does it have a spigot?
Ta-da!
Oh, I
With the
got you. You have
wine.
a specific milk container, and
Huh.
then you
And then
poke
you
it, and then do you like seal this? Oh, I see. So you kind of seal this to the corner. All right, that makes sense.
just cut the end like that.
Okay, good to know. I mean, definitely would be cheaper. It would save on distribution costs like crazy. You can fit so much more in a confined space than you could with cartons because cartons still have to be
Yes.
boxed. On and on and on and on.
I think that's how they do it in institutionally too.
Hmm.
The milk, right? Big boxes with plastic liners. Like the whatever we were talking about the other
That is
day.
honestly amusing as hell. Uh, And it also harkens back to our ancient past, right? Like basically that's how we used to carry milk
Like
around, right? Like we
Coca-Cola.
would basically have a freaking pet goat basically, and we'd milk them pretty much because that we knew that they were in heat or something, so we could just basically steal some of their we'd probably actually accidentally kill their lamb for dinner one night, and then basically drink their freaking milk. But then you have too much, right? Because the freaking goddamn goat it's got all the milk right now, and you're milking it, and there's more milk coming out. You got to put it somewhere. So they figured out you could put it in bladders, basically. You could put it in, for example, that lamb's bladder, or another sheep's bladder, or another goat's bladder, or what else? You could sew up animal skins, etc., etc. But if you did put it like in a sheep's stomach, for example, and then walked around for a couple days at basically room temperature, it turns out that accidentally the rennet, basically in the sheep's stomach, would curdle the milk and turn it into cheese. So basically, we almost certainly invented cheese on accident one day by basically being frugal and trying to keep the milk from, maybe we ran into a herd of goats or something. We were like, oh shit, make milk all those goats before they run away or something, right? I don't know what the circumstances were, but we probably walked around with a bag of milk and then churned it, right? Because we accidentally basically churned it. So we probably made like what, cottage cheese accidentally. And people were like, wait, this
Ew.
tastes good. Like, what
Ugh.
is it? The Swedish Surströmming. The Swedes apparently ran out of salt one time. This is like thousands of years ago because Surströmming is apparently thousands of years old. But evidently the Swedes and the Finns or something, I think that were, yeah, I guess the Swedes and the Finns that traded with each other. At least the story goes, right? Because I mean, if it's 9,000 years old, I doubt the story is that old, to be perfectly honest. So whenever this happened, the Swedes supposedly didn't have enough salt because salt is actually hard to find, right? Surprisingly hard to find. And so they basically salted some fish with like half the salt that they normally needed, and the fish basically fermented instead of salting. But actually, the Finns really liked it. So the Swedes kind of like embarrassingly tried to sell it to the Finns, and the Finns came back and were like, "Hey, can we get some more of that?" And evidently Surströmming was born. But again, I don't know if I believe that story because if it's like 9,000 years ago, like we barely know anything from 9,000 years ago. We barely know anything from 5,000 years ago. So, motherfuckers, this is not supposed to be a Fumidor monologue. I'm not going to beg you again. How many minutes have passed since the last time I asked you? Jesus fucking Christ. The link is pinned. Don't have to post it again. It's literally right there in front of your face. All right, we're giving it a few minutes, my friends. That's literally all you have. I don't have any
Yeah.
extra weed ground up in front of me. So you're on borrowed time, my friends. Surprised there's no Bud Kilowatt. Surprised there's no
There might
yeah.
be a show tonight.
Oh yeah, he's probably listening to a show. He might have even said he was gonna go to a show. Oh, cheers, Love for the Plant was in the house. Cheers, Love for the Plant. Good to see you. Welcome. Anyone I haven't shouted out, welcome folks. Jack Beanstalk says iRiser. I think that's the brand I was thinking about. Don't quote me on that, but there's at least one or two brands that are apparently comparable to the Volcano. Jack Beanstalk is saying the iRiser is comparable to Volcano, way cheaper out of Canada, been around as long too. Oh, interesting. I wonder if they let's look them up because I've heard the brand, but I don't know if I am familiar.
Who's this? Sorry, I missed that.
iRiser, dry herb vaporizer
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
from Canada.
I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
tried. I
right
haven't
on.
tried them.
I have seen these. I don't know if I've smoked one or not. I feel like I have. I feel like one time years ago at the old
That Bandcamp?
cannabis club, I feel like they had a rep that was trying to show these devices off because I remember there was a really complicated
Oh yeah,
vaporizer.
yeah.
I want to say maybe that was the brand. Now for folks
Looks
I've
good.
never,
enable no
I've never
scripts.
tried them myself.
There we go.
But I have tried the other one. It's great.
Location, United
Volcano.
States. Yes. Remember me. Yes. There we go.
Who are you again?
What's his
I
on news
am
articles?
a lime
Yeah,
popsicle.
the
Yeah, pretty
cookies.
sure these were the guys. I think they were, and they were. I remember they were fine. They were good, but they were a little bit on the expensive side.
Huh.
Yeah. What was the price on these? Learn more. $269. Maybe it was a different brand because it was
Mm.
more than that. Yeah, this is somewhat reasonable. $269 for like a desktop vape. That's actually quite reasonable. I may be conflating these with another brand. Oh, it
In a bag.
looks like it's quite flexible. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
We should
So yeah, must
Look,
have a
he said,
fan. Must have a fan in it, like the volcano.
yeah, it looks like a hybrid between the Vapor
Oh yeah,
Bros and the
3-speed
Volcano,
fan. Yeah,
amusingly. Yeah. Huh.
and that's
oh my.
connoisseur bowl. Yeah. If they had some kind of revolver where you could do a bowl and switch to a fresh
Hmm.
bowl, fill
Suck
them
my
all up
bowl of
at once and have it
comparison.
all just ready to go. That'd be a good thing. Like the plenty would be good if it was like that much.
Anything?
Like the plenty is basically holds the same amount as a volcano. The
Hmm.
the chamber
Which is
looks
what,
about the
like going on
same,
2 grams or more?
at least a gram and a half, I'd
Uh,
say. But like they spread that out into like I don't know, a few hits, 5 hits or something. It would be better.
which is not a ton, right? It's all a matter of perspective. I was just thinking about this. I was like, okay, I'm hopefully about to harvest in a few days. I'm already taking a couple branches off, just for early harvests, so because I'm out of weed, right? So
Nice.
I'm going to be back into weed again, right? Like normal times, and I'll be back to smoking gram, yeah, right? Finally, holy shit, gram. Well, don't jinx anything, right? Holy shit, how many disasters have I had? But most likely, everything will be fine. And I'll come back to basically smoking gram and a half joints, something like that, right? Well, that's not that unusual for me at all, right? So like I smoke those all day long, basically, right? Um, why would it be a problem to smoke or to vape a 1.5 gram bowl? Well, one of the reasons is, for
Hmm.
example, if you don't grow your own weed, obviously, right? Like we grow our own weed. So a gram and a half or something every joint, if I lost a gram and a half weed, who cares, right? The last couple of months or something, when I was basically out of weed, a couple times my dog would go by the uh, uh, a tray, like if I was basically starting to roll a joint or something and I had to go to the bathroom, he would come by and steal the nug. Jesus fucking Christ. Like normally I would just laugh and I'd be like, oh my God, my dog's a stoner, right? But I was like, holy shit, that's one of my 5 nugs for the day or something that I rationed to myself, right? But what am I trying to say? When you
Yeah.
normally have enough, Jesus Christ, like you've got probably a gram and a half in the seat cushions of your couch or something, right? Um, but
Yeah.
where am I going to with that? The other problem, I guess, is that some of those things take forever. I remember the Plenty, it takes a while to vape it, right? Because you don't actually fill up that bag. You're actually just sitting there and vaping on it for a while. Uh,
Yeah,
it
volcano.
takes a bit long, and then it gets all like the flavor degrades, right? Because you basically off gas all the cool flavors, and then basically there's still a lot of THC there, so
Yeah,
you're basically just
that's basically
vaping
it.
brown popcorn for the longest time. Yeah, that's not an appealing thing for me for sure. That's one of the reasons why I love joints is that basically it's kind of like do you remember how when people used to share bowls and stuff, oh, you'd always try to, go around the bowl basically as you're lighting it so that everybody gets a little bit of green instead of everybody getting brown, right, to inhale.
I'm
Well,
a
the nice thing
fan.
about a joint is that basically as you're smoking the joint the whole way along, it's all green, so to speak. Um, Big difference with those vapes.
Yeah, a gram and a half. It's not like it's too much to fill for a session and everything. But getting it all at once, it's like it. The first hit is like so you get like all the volatiles like all at once.
Yeah, like
It's like
arguably
it's
too
so
much.
intense.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
too. It's like a hit of terpenes.
yeah,
And whereas like if they broke it up into 5 fresh hits each time,
yeah.
you get the right proportion each time. That's what I mean, something like that. I mean, it's good still, but it'd be better if it was broken up and you could. That's
Which
why
is what I'm
in
hoping
having
I'll
a
get
revolver
from
ready to
the
go.
Vapor Bros when I finally fix it again. Because basically I was souping it up because, well, I guess I can't efficiently talk about it right now. But long story short, literally adding some more of the little thermal balls basically apparently just changes the airflow enough that you can, I don't remember all the details, whatever. You get a hypercharged hit basically. So you can effectively, instead of taking one hit, then stirring it again, and then taking another hit and taking another hit, like everything with every single fucking vape, like everything is so time consuming compared to just smoking it with fire. Apparently, you can take one hit, be done with it, dump that weed, get some more. And the fun thing about the Vapor Bros is you kind of inhale, you can inhale it like an elephant or something. You don't have to, but you can do that. So why wouldn't you if you could pretend to be an elephant, right? So you can basically inhale some weed off the table and then put it back on there. So effectively, with a fairly simple motion, you could basically vape through a gram or a gram and a half of weed in a reasonable amount of time. You wouldn't be there for an hour, repeatedly vaping and stirring and vaping and stirring, you know. That's my biggest complaint with vaping is it's just like the most Poindexter shit. Like I don't want to sit here and stir delicately. I'm here to just basically vape or
Yeah,
puff some weed. I want to presumably do something else. Even if
right.
it is the focus of my evening, I don't want to sit here and stir my weed. I want to just enjoy consuming it. Just
Yeah,
fucking fiddly. Cheers, Midwest. Good
the
to see you.
mighty's better than those types. I mean, I have a Silver Surfer or something like that, like the big Buddha or something Buddha that was. It's one of those that yeah, it had a stir poker. It came with a stir poker, and that's one of those. Oh, it heats up a ceramic coil, and it's got a glass tube with like a section you fill up, and then the tube. But the tube would get nasty pretty quickly, and it just doesn't work as well
Hmm.
as these that you can set a temperature on the mighty, and it's just better. But I still use that ceramic, the base of it, Silver Surfer or whatever they called it, and I use that to light bowls sometimes
Hmm.
because I can just some pipes I can just get in there enough near the ceramic element and use it as like one of those ceramic lighters. Those are pretty. You ever try those to light a bowl or anything?
Uh,
Sub had one of those. It was
yeah,
one
I
that was
really wanted to
battery
buy one for the
powered.
longest time. What was the brand of the one that
Yeah, it was like $100
Frenchie had a
back
different
then.
one. I really wanted to buy the one that Frenchie had. He would light his hash with it. Oh, I can't think of the name. Hmm.
And yeah, you let it heat up and you wave it over it. And if you touch it, it'll definitely light it, but you don't even have to touch it. And that could be good where it's really humid too. Just that there's no extra moisture. Not that you don't hold the flame too long to the bowl, but the flame also has moisture. and you don't get any gases at all. So it's just a nice clean hit in general. But
Mm,
like yeah, you got like
mm.
moist flour and moist, and humid place. Just another thing. But and in the winter I liked it too. Just because yeah, something else just warm up the room. But yeah, I try to use it for something. That Buddha thing. It's on my desk right now. Looking at it. But the Mighty's really nice. I like it. That's a good size bowl.
Mm.
And I used to use those aluminum. They had those little capsules that you fill up. That was kind of like the revolver thing that I was, I'm talking about. Because I used to fill up about 6 or 8 of those, and it had a little holder too that you buy whatever, and you put these little metal capsules that you fill up these capsules with grind. You grind some flour and fill up these capsules, put it in the holder, and then these little holders could go inside the Mighty, but they're a little smaller because it takes up some space. So I kind of stopped that, but they were really good when I was biking. I still might use them when I'm
Mm.
biking
Mm.
because I would just pop them in. But I've learned that actually you fill it, and when you're done, it empties real easy. It's not like you get stuck in there and dirties up the chamber. So now I just fill up the chamber straight away now. So I'm not using those capsules, at least when I'm at home. Maybe on a bike. It was cool when I was biking. Like, yeah, it's pretty big, but it would fit. It would be able to fit in a shirt pocket, like a button-down shirt. I'd wear like maybe something, the sun, protect me from the sun, and have a shirt pocket, have that in there. And I'd be biking along. I'd have the Mighty in there, and I'd just reach in while I'm biking, pull it out, and have a vape while I'm
Mm.
biking along, and then at some point stop, switch the capsules, keep going.
What is the brand that I'm thinking of? I was just thinking I had these two. I don't know, I got a couple, three of them actually. What's the what deep Magic Flight? There we go. The Magic Flight
Oh yeah,
box.
I
I have a
have
couple of
that. I think
those.
I have that, but yeah, the wooden box with that was the first one I ever got. It was
It
pretty
has like a
neat.
learning curve, but if you figure it out, it actually works halfway well. But it took me a while to figure it out, and then finally, by the time I figured it out, I don't even know. I
They
just
might
got
have a
bored or
newer
something.
version. Now, the one I had it had a like an amped up battery, but it was still like a pen light battery.
Uh,
It,
and I have this one too. I have the Muad'Dib. Oh, it looks like they probably got sued by the
yeah,
Dune
the
people because
launch
they now call
box.
it the MD box. Yeah, they probably that's poor people. They probably got a cease and desist from the Dune people now, but they call it the
MD box.
Muad'Dib.
It
It's actually works pretty well for hash.
looks
I mean,
cool.
it looks killer. Yeah, it looks really killer. People always ask you about it because it looks just so sci-fi, like cyberpunk when you
Yeah, some
smoke it, right? Yeah,
astrology
yeah.
device or yeah, something.
There it is, the Muad'Dib.
Um,
Oh, they still do call it the Muad'Dib.
something.
Uh, but now they're calling it the MD Dab Beta Box
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
because they got hit by
But
the
they're
fucking
weak. At
movie
least the one
people.
I had. Maybe they've improved it. I mean, it's all up to the
Yeah, it's not the
battery.
strongest, honestly. It
Yeah,
really isn't. Oh my God,
but it was
I
kind of
have the
cool.
scripts on
The
this.
that other one with the wooden. It was nice wood. So you'd actually put wood
Your
up to
mom
your
likes
mouth.
nice wood.
Yeah, that's a good one. And you could fill it, and yeah, and it had a lid.
AA rechargeables. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you
it's
can use
pretty
like a
weak
better
though.
battery or something on these. I can't remember.
It came with some kind of good, better than usual, like alkaline battery or
Hmm.
something. At the time, it was good, or yeah, maybe it was
Oh,
the
this is what I wanted to buy
something.
actually for the longest
But it
time.
was it
I
was weak.
wanted to
It's like
buy
10 years
this,
old, more 15 years
excuse me.
old.
I wanted to buy this adapter, like ironically, a car lighter
It's probably like, oh, that's
for
cool.
your vape. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, huh? Oh
Nice.
yeah, and the little glass. Like I never put that little glass extension on, I just drew right from the
Hit it right at
box
the
and the
bowl.
wood.
The reason for the glass is that it gets a little cooler. I actually used the glass because it was too hot from the
Yeah,
thingy.
yeah, I can see that. I mean, I used it for
Oh, look at
skiing.
that.
You know, it was
Power
for
Pack
being real
Deluxe.
portable.
Look at that. It's got a jetpack power bank.
That's what it would need to be decent, but I don't even know that. Can't believe they're still making this thing,
4,000
new
milliamp
versions
hours.
of it.
Actually, you probably don't need that. I don't know. I wonder if I don't know anything about that. Power bank. But like an Anker power bank or something, they produce quite a bit of power. The power cameras and shit. I can't imagine they
Yeah, I
wouldn't
bet it
power their.
works.
Yeah, I bet they make that themselves or something. It looks so antiquated.
I can't believe they're still messing around with that design though. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's like 15 years ago, I think I bought it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, if people still buy them, why not? All their reviews are from like Austria and stuff. So,
Austria.
and the nice thing is that they're
Yeah,
fairly inexpensive too, right? So, compared to a
I
$400 fucking
guess.
Stores and Bickel or whatever.
Yeah, I mean the
So,
volcano's been around at least 25,
oh, look
30,
at
at
that. They
least
got
30
classic
years.
seconds.
I mean definitely
That's cool.
The
25.
Papa.
Huh.
I remember them 25 years ago, maybe 30 though. They've probably been around because I don't think they were even new back then
Oh.
in Amsterdam. That's
Oh, dude, I was gonna
where
say
I knew
I
where I
should go get mine
to
and
buy them.
try to puff it on the show, but I'd have to charge the battery and stuff. I bet the batteries are all dead. What's up, Midwest? Cheers.
Not much. How are you doing?
In
Oh,
Midwest.
doing all right.
Hey,
Just talking
Chase,
about vaporizers. That's all.
Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
you have any
Oh, they're made in
experience with
California.
vapes?
I forgot about that.
You
What was
do
that,
any
Jeff?
vape? You do any vaping? Try any vaporizers?
No, I used to do tobacco vaping, but I've always wanted a volcano. I've never even gotten to try one.
I've tried them from the bag. You know, I've never tried it actually from the wand or whatever they call it, the tube.
Yeah, that always kind of interested me. The bag seems cool too, though.
Yeah, that was good. See, in that way, the terps, you don't get that intense terps at the
Oh yeah.
beginning effect, you know, because it all, somewhat evens out inside the bag. So that,
I don't know that it
and it
would.
cools a little bit more.
Yeah, I've been worried to buy one because I didn't feel like it would give me the satisfaction I'm looking for. And they're expensive.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's quite
that's
an
fair.
Uh-huh.
investment because yeah, it's $400 or $500. It's quite an
Yeah,
investment for a vape that may or may not work.
and
I felt the
and you got
same
to
way for the
grow.
longest time about e-nails. Basically, for the longest time, I wanted to get an e-nail because I used to dab a lot, right? Because most of us have probably rosin presses. Mine's all broken up in the garage. I haven't actually used it for a couple 3 years, but I used to be just drowning in rosin, right? And what am I trying to say? Everybody was like, "Oh, you simply must experience the constant on experience." Blah blah blah. So, for example, I really wanted to get one of the I don't remember what it was called. It's from Washington. The Mr. Robot Dab something or other or whatever email, and I was totally almost going to get it, and then I don't know, at some point I think I had it in a shopping cart and I just changed my mind. And wouldn't you know it, nobody really ever talks about e-nails anymore. I don't know, it's a funny thing. It's kind of come and gone. It's not that they're not good anymore or something, but it's just kind of come and gone. But very much like you, I was just worried. I was like,
Okay.
do I really want to spend $400 or $500 because it was like $400 or $500 on the whatever Mr. Robot, whatever the fuck it was. Do I really want to spend that much money on a freaking e-nail rig and whatever? And I just decided no. I was like, I don't think it's going to provide the enjoyment for that money. You know what I mean? I was like, I remember thinking, I was like, oh, that's like 4 trips to the beach. I remember thinking, several different things. It's like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it that much, because like how much different is it really from my normal dabbing experience, which I already enjoy. And so I also was like, how much do I really need to dab? That was my other thought. I was like, okay, this fucking nail's going to be on all day long. So I'm probably going to sit there and dab all day long. Do I really want to be a perma stoner? No. So I basically decided to myself, no, and actually I'm kind of happy about that because it would have just sat in the closet probably, you know, kind of like my Magic Flight boxes. I hate to say it.
Yeah, I still have it too.
I still have
Yeah, I
them. Yeah,
forgot
I
about that
have
one.
one new in box. I remember I
Mhm.
bought it, but it was like super sale or something at my local tobacconist, basically. And I had bought my other devices from them, and then for whatever reason, they just closed out the other one. And so I bought it because I was like, oh, that would be a really fun prize on my show. And then I just never really gave it out or did anything like that with the show.
So people don't use the emails much anymore. What do they
Not that
use?
I ever see any. I mean, I'm sure
Like,
people do. I'm sure it's not like the technology became superfluous or something, but nobody ever really talks about it.
there's
And
some of those little
whenever I see
battery.
people dabbing on camera or something, it's not often anymore that you see people dabbing on camera, but if you do, people just kind of take a
Yeah,
regular dab or whatever most of the time. Um, Even the people that are super, super nerdy about it, I don't know,
with a
like,
torch. Is a torch?
pardon?
Is that
Yeah, I think most
with
of
a
the time people are
torch?
just
Yeah,
using torches and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's just so much easier and so much more straightforward. Like, I don't know. I remember watching, Bubble Man videos where his friends and he would get together and it's just, dude, it's cool and everything. I understand. I'm not making fun of him or anything, but dude, it is the most Poindexter shit ever. Like here I am with my fucking $40,000 glass rig. Please
Yeah.
nobody break it because it's $40,000. Here's my other Pelican case for my e-nail. Here's my other Pelican case full of rosin. Here's my fourth Pelican case full of something else. Like, bro, do you need Sherpas? Do you need Sherpas for your fucking mountain expedition, or are you guys just gonna get together for a dab? It was just it's so far over the top that it shows you how ridiculous it's become. You know what I mean? And it's not like I said, it's not like I fundamentally disagree with anything that they were doing. It's just, bro, it's a little too much. I don't know how else to express it, you know? So I try to overcomplicate things that I'm doing myself. I don't know. It'd be like, I don't even know how to express it with weed. I don't know what I would have to do with weed to be that far over it would have to do something with grinding. You'd have to get some special grinder that only sifts out the petals from the pistils and blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of grinding, I like to grind on your mom all the time.
Nice. Nice.
Same as your grinder account, D.
That's right.
Busted.
Heyo.
Busted. Fucking grinder, dude. Always spikes whenever the Republicans are in town. So whenever the Republican convention is in town, apparently Grinder app crashes because the activity is so heavy. Seriously.
That's a
Jesus
good
Christ.
statistic.
Isn't it hilarious? Yeah, every time I read about it, I cannot help but laugh. Yeah, whatever. Every accusation is a confession, as they say with some people. What's going on, Midwest? What's new?
Oh, not much. Working on my truck. My tiny penis truck.
Tell us more. Is it a lifted monstrosity or what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can probably show you. Let's see. Find my camera here. Oh, that's
What?
me. Oh, I had the background on. I had to figure out how to turn that
I was
off.
driving behind the biggest douchebag the other day. Best part is I wasn't even like the car behind him. I was like a third or fourth car behind him. But this fucking guy was just repeatedly rolling coal because I guess he didn't like one of the cars behind us. I didn't remember seeing anybody act weird or anything else, but he was clearly pissed off because he was kind of zigzagging his truck a little bit. And at every single intersection, he would stop for a minute like he would wait basically as the light would turn green, and then he would hit whatever button they hit to roll coal and just blast us all with fucking charcoal for, I don't know, 20 yards, and then basically zoom up to the next stoplight and stop early so that he would basically be first in line. And so we're all stuck for like 5 or 6 lights all in a row behind this jerk off, just repeatedly rolling coal on us. Oh my fucking God. Supposedly it's illegal, but the cops don't give a shit these days, right? They're not going to hunt down some douchebag in his truck, right? But Jesus H. Christ. Plus, I think it's only just a fucking fine, but what an asshole. So when I think of small penis trucks, that's definitely what I think of right now.
Well, I'm the epitome.
Pardon?
I'm the epitome of it.
Oh, does your car only fuel itself on coal?
Oh yeah, it's a diesel and it's hopped up. It's just, I mean, you can't really help it sometimes. If you drive like an asshole, it's gonna smoke more. But
Oh no,
mine,
this was deliberate. Like some of these guys, I don't remember what it is that they do, but there's a thing that people do to fucking
you just
dirty
hit
up
the
their
gas.
exhaust line, right? What?
You just hit the gas. When if you have it tuned up, it's dumping a lot more fuel.
Well, but I mean, I'm not unfamiliar with diesel trucks, like they produce some smoke and stuff, but not like a fucking cloud of smoke because you're
Yeah.
basically shoving diesel out your exhaust pipe at that point. Like black clouds of smoke is not normal from a S350 or whatever the fuck it's called. F350, not an S350. What would an
I got a
S350 be?
250.
That would be. Oh, that is a freaking gigantic truck. Goodness gracious.
Holy fuck.
Look at that.
Do you have to use a step ladder to get into that thing?
Pretty much.
No, it ain't that bad. It's on 35-inch tires.
So have you done it looks like it looks like it's on your own lift and stuff at home. Have you done most of it yourself?
Oh yeah, I actually
Oh,
just got doing a frame off restoration on it. The body hasn't. I haven't done body work yet, but the whole frame is like you could eat off of it.
huh.
She's very clean. I had whole
Like your mom.
uh, I powder or sandblasted it, had her powder coated, rebuilt the whole engine, and then drove it for about a week. And transmission went out,
Oh.
started flipping. So that's where I'm at right now.
You'd get along with the guy that I think co-owns the grocery I go to lately. He has a monster truck, honestly. Uh, what got you into it? What got you into those trucks?
Oh, I've just been a redneck my whole life.
I mean, I've grown up around a lot of rednecks, and most of them honestly don't have monster trucks. So what possessed you to get one?
Well, I guess I like at 16 I started with a 95 F250 and I put some mud tires on it and I've just always enjoyed four wheeling. Been the biggest thing and I guess I like all cars. I'm not a car guy, but I want one day. I don't feel like I'm nice enough to things to have something pretty.
Oh,
But
so you've always had trucks, is what you're saying?
yeah, pretty much. I've just been into four wheeling and I don't know, big trucks are kind of just my thing.
Hmm.
Big fast ones.
Honestly,
With
one of my
tiny-
favorite cars that I ever had was a small truck. They hardly ever, I don't think they even really make those trucks anymore. You have to buy them used essentially. Uh, it was, and it's been so many years, I honestly don't remember anymore. It was, oh God. It actually was kind of a Frankenstein. It had been kind of cobbled together by my family mechanic. That guy was a absolute that was a character and a half. He was not a good mechanic, let's put it that way. But uh dude, yeah, it was like two or three different, and so now it obviously wasn't a Tacoma, but somehow my brain was telling me it was a Tacoma. Whatever it was, it doesn't matter anymore. But it was a small American-made truck. What they used to call them quarter tons, right? And
Yeah.
it was honestly kind of a funny truck because it had been like the previous owner had been a Mexican person that souped it up, and it actually had chrome panels on the bottom. Anyway, it was a super funny truck. I got T-boned in it, and unfortunately, the woman just fucking trashed it, and then screwed me too in the setup because she lied. She just basically lied. She had run the red light and basically just T-boned me right in the traffic. I had a green light, and she just whacked right into me, broke the gas tank and everything right in front of me. It was really something else. Anyway, I guess we don't have to spotlight you. Uh, so unfortunately, I lost that car, but oh my God, I loved it so much. Uh, 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 I would go out like stargazing and stuff and just, sleep in the back of my truck or, going out with friends or something, going out with a girl. You could just basically go out and park. It was wonderful. You could go to the beach and literally just sleep in the back of the truck or whatever you wanted to do. Um, did I have a dog at the time? I didn't, but I think we had like a family dog, and sometimes he would just ride in the back of the truck. Oh, I loved it. I loved it, loved it. And the nice thing is, the nice thing about it is that it was, quarter ton or whatever they fucking called those little trucks. Got really good gas mileage. Wasn't enormous. I could park in normal places. Like I could drive around Portland. I could drive in city building garages. That's a big thing that a lot of trucks can't do, is they
Yeah.
literally can't drive into a parking garage, right?
No.
I had no problems whatsoever. And I could have stuff in the back, not that I really hauled furniture or something back then. That was like college and stuff. I didn't really have any big stuff, but never had any problems with anything. Oh, I miss that truck so much. Uh, I've always thought about maybe getting a car like that again, but whatever, so haven't ever really prioritized it. Plus, they don't make them anymore, so I'd have to buy at this point like a 30-year-old fucking truck. But
Yeah,
Uh,
even they still
Trucks
make
are
like the
fun, like and it's not like I don't understand bigger trucks. Like my stepfather had bigger trucks and stuff. I loved that smaller truck because it was so fun to drive. It was peppy too. It was really fast. Anyway, whatever.
yeah, still my favorite truck, and I've owned several, is my little Ford Ranger, the little
Mm,
two-door short bed
100%. The
Ranger.
Ranger is the closest, and they don't make the Ranger anymore, do they? The
They make a
Ranger is
new
the
one
closest
actually.
size. Do they make the new Ranger? Oh, right on.
It's a little bigger than the old ones and a lot
Huh.
fancier, but they make a
Okay.
new version of the Ranger.
I
But yeah,
gotcha.
you're right. The only other thing is like maybe a Tacoma, which is pretty big, a Toyota
Yeah, it's already a
Tacoma.
big car. And that's the thing. Tacomas used to be a lot smaller, but they've just gotten
Oh yeah,
bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah.
yeah,
And
they're
some of it
designed
for
to
good
pass time.
reasons. Some of it was for safety. I mean, that little truck
Sure.
that I had, the chick T-boned me, and literally the gas tank cracked in half. The gas tank was right behind me. It
Yeah,
happened right in this big intersection, and basically people were like, "Get out of the car, get out of the," because I was all
Ew.
dazed, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" They were like, "Get out of the car, get out of the car." The car did not blow up, but I mean, people were assuming that it would because it was literally just gushing gas on the ground, basically.
yeah,
And that wouldn't happen to a modern truck. You know what I mean? I'm sure if you hit a Tacoma with a fucking semi, because she was in like a, I don't remember this to now, but she was in a car, you know what I mean? So if you were in a Nissan, whatever the shit, or a Honda Civic or something, and hit a truck today, it would leave a dent, you know what I mean? It would leave a, I mean, it
yeah.
would crumple, but it wouldn't crack the gas tank. It wouldn't be a life-threatening injury, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
yeah.
Hey, I have a funny old lady hitting me story. Not traumatic like that, but I was at the McDonald's drive-through, and this little old lady, she couldn't hardly see over the steering wheel. She, I pulled up to like pick my food up window, and I guess she just paid and pulled off, and she ran right into my trailer hitch,
Mm,
and I could see her in the back window, like wincing, like oh no. And I got out, walked back there, and had nothing on me. It had a big old hole in her front bumper.
mm.
And I said, well, there ain't nothing wrong with me. I said, kind of messed yours up. And she's like, oh, well, that's okay. And we got our food. Or no, they pulled us forward to the next spot to wait for our food. She pulled up, got her food, and I'd never seen someone pull out of a parking lot so fast. She just took off out of there. This little old lady. My thought was probably, if my kids find out, they're gonna take my license away.
Which is a real concern, and I feel for these
Mhm.
folks because I'll see them around, I'll
Right.
see them driving around, especially in the daytime because it's hard for old folks to drive at nighttime. So thankfully, a lot of them stay at home at night. But dude, I'll see him out at, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, white knuckling the steering wheel, and I have every possible empathy because this country is really not set up, unless you live in Chicago or New York or a couple other places, it's really not set up for folks that don't have a car. And so if you don't have a car, can't drive a car for one reason or another, which by the way includes DUIs and stuff, right? I mean, DUIs, people should have been more careful, but at the same time, it really fucks your life up. Uh, 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 you'll see at least in the Pacific. I don't know about the rest of the country. I'm sure it's probably the same in the rest of the country. A lot of times in the Pacific Northwest, you'll see mid 40s, mid 50s guys, and you'll always know that it was a DUI bicyclist because they have no gear of any kind. They don't have a helmet. They don't have anything else. No lights or anything else. It's just a guy who's trying to get to work on his shitty fucking bicycle now. The country's just not set up for people that don't have a fucking automobile. And especially if you're getting older, you literally can't go to the grocery store, you can't go to the store, you can't meet up with friends, you can't meet your fucking grandparents or your grandkids, nothing without a fucking car. And there's no, I mean, some cities have some old folks buses and stuff, but even
Yeah,
that
oh,
is sporadic at best. You know what I mean? Like LA, there's some stuff for people, but then you have to be there at the right time and everything. Like, and then you lose your feeling of independence too, right? Like, oh, there's a shuttle coming to pick me up like a dog. You know what I mean? Like for doggy daycare or something. I feel for these folks, but at the same time, we were talking about Chuck Grassley earlier. Dude, people get to a point in their life where you don't function normally, even if you are still healthy and stuff. I don't know. Maybe Chuck Grassley is Superman. Maybe he fucking has the health of an ox and will live to a 392. But generally speaking, that's not the case. And if he even is perfectly healthy, he's still probably culturally in a completely different time that has left him, at least in government, delusional in terms of running us. But the same thing, like I don't know, life just maybe that's a bad example because I guess we're not talking about your moral state or something when you're driving. It's just like, dude, I don't know. I think that when you get a certain age, you just physically can't see well anymore. I don't know. I don't know.
take another driving test. I don't know.
People
It's
should take
offensive
driving
because
tests
people
regularly, and I hate to say it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's offensive because people age so differently. Like
Hmm.
I've met 70, just the other day, I met a 78-year-old that I swear could outwork me.
Mm.
And you'll meet 50, 55-year-olds that are like broke down. And you know what I mean?
No, you're right.
There has
You're
to
right.
be some kind of some age where they say, okay, we need to like take a look again.
Mm. I wouldn't be against regular. I think it would be a lot fairer if we just did regular testing for everybody,
Yeah,
honestly.
every 5 years.
Every 5 years, everyone, because there's a lot of things people forget. I see a lot of
Oh yeah,
normal,
fine.
young, normal, middle age, whatever, it doesn't matter. Folks making terrible decisions. And it's not to say people don't make mistakes. I've obviously made a lot of mistakes with driving. You always make mistakes, but how do I put this? Just stupid, obvious, clearly either intentionally wrong or they don't know any better mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
And a
a four-way stop.
driving teacher, somebody would bust you immediately for that kind of stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. People at a four-way stop. You never know what you're gonna get.
Oh God, yeah, 100%. Left goes first, right goes first. The guy straight in front of you gets in the intersection, but then changes his mind and turns in the middle of it. On and on and on. Yeah, I've seen everything. Or in Portland, famously, no, you first. No, you. No, you. No, you. Who cares about right away? It's all politeness. No, you. And fucking three times in a row, everyone's like, no, please, no, please, no, please, you. No, please, you. Someone finally has to just say, fuck it, I'm going. Jesus Christ, Portlanders.
I can't imagine how Canada is.
Right?
Hey.
Although, for what it's
Everyone's so
worth,
nice, right?
war crimes laws basically exist because of Canada. I think a lot of people don't realize this, that literally, like the Geneva Conventions, basically, I'm being facetious, but the Canadians, I'm laughing, but it's actually a horrible story. The Canadians were so fucking brutal that they were like, holy shit, we need rules. The Canadians, they don't ask me why, but you don't want to fuck with them. This is kind of the funny thing. Everyone was making fun of Trump when he was shitting on Canada and trying to, say that they were going to take him over. They were like, you guys were like realize that the Geneva Convention exists basically because of Canada, because they went ape shit in Europe, right? But yeah, people don't know that.
I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, look up the history. Like the Canadians were fucking crazy. Like they were just fucking nuts.
Just look at
Very,
our.
very.
There's zombies up there, man.
Yeah,
That
that's
must be
right.
it. That must be it, dude.
Just look at the Canadian Air Force. We got the Canadian geese.
That's it. That's it. That's what it is. The Canadian, the fucking, the Canadian,
They're crazy.
they're so mean you could
That's
call them a
right.
mounted cavalry because they'll get on top of you and just bite you to death. We're obviously
Canadian
talking about the snow
cobras.
cobras. Yes, exactly. I'm
That's
gonna go get
right.
some weed, maybe join you guys for one more joint. Folks, hop on here. Midwest was
Yeah.
kind enough to join us. That's very nice of him. The rest of you could hop on here too. We'd love to hear from you. You don't even have to show your camera. Midwest is not showing his camera right now. You can show your avatar if you guys need to know how that works. I can explain it. See I made this avatar. Well, I didn't make it from fucking dust and clay, but I specifically customized the avatar. It's very easy to do. You can also use one of their regular avatars. Choose avatar. For example, they got a cow. We were talking about milk a little while ago. You could totally use Horgan Borgen. No, wait, that's the Swedish chef. Never mind. He says Horgan Borgen. But I think the Swedish chef actually had a name in the Muppets. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, talk amongst yourselves and do hop on, fuck faces, because otherwise we're gonna bounce. Here, let me make a couple of co-hosts so that if anybody hops on.
Sweet. Hello, everybody.
All right.
Meeting settings. Things on around.
How's the weather up there, D?
Getting cold. Starting to
Ooh.
get cold here. I'm ready to stay in sometimes during the night. It's getting cooler.
That sucks.
Yeah, man. Friggin' almost time to hibernate.
Yep. Well, what's that like? Well, I don't know Celsius, but what below 95 for you?
Yeah. I'll tell you. Hold on. Oh, it's I gotta turn to Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. It's 88 in Kolkata, India today, because it's daytime right now.
Good to know.
Yeah. It's 50 right now here. Feels like 43.
You know, I bet it's warmer here. I think. I don't know. Well, obviously it would be. I'm closer to the equator.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Oh, we're supposed to have rain all this week too. That's
Yeah, same here. But we need it bad.
Yeah, rain would be good.
Yeah, it's horrible
yeah.
right now.
There's fires also. I don't know if
Yeah,
if
luckily
they
I don't have
stopped.
any.
A week ago, they were really bad.
Yeah,
Mm.
I just seen videos of that. The like flash floods, like muddy water. Did you see any of that? Like cars getting trapped up in it.
No,
No. Where's
Not quite
that?
sure where it was.
Oh,
I've seen a couple videos. I'll try and find it.
that's crazy. I was
It was, yeah,
reading.
wild.
Let me find that article. Well,
Oh shit.
where the hell's this church? Oh,
yeah, I don't know. Well, in Europe, they were having like really bad floods. It was a few weeks ago,
It
or
was in California.
longer, maybe even.
I just
Okay.
I found the video. Oakdale, California, I think it said. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I've never seen anything like it. It was just like a bunch of sticks and mud coming down, but a lot of it.
huh.
No, actually, yeah, I haven't had hurricanes. This was good hurricane season, though. It was kind of good.
We're out of tornadoes. I worry around here.
Yeah.
I guess we are. I've never had a tornado at this time of year. I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah, they pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's not like a full-blown tornado,
Mm.
it still can do a lot of damage. Just the winds can get really, really
Yeah.
bad and everything. Hail.
We had a scary spring around here. It was good 4 or 5 incidents that we were having to. It was nighttime tornadoes, and we were having to go downstairs, and
Uh-huh.
and that happens every once in a while. But man, it was a heavy year for us. Got pretty lucky.
Do they have tornado sirens?
I'm too far out to hear them, but all the towns around have them.
Yeah.
So here's something interesting. It says that this is lady here. She's the oldest lady in the world. She's 116 years old. She just had
Wow.
her birthday. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. My grandpa's 95.
Wow.
Nice. That's awesome.
Still pretty damn healthy. He still actually drives to the store, but it ain't
Wow.
far.
Yeah.
Funny, we were talking
This
about
is,
that earlier.
hold on.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
great. It's good you can get in and out of the car even. I was pretty bad. I mean, now I'm really, yeah.
He
Good,
just
but
has a
yeah.
cane. Walks around with a cane. He gets around pretty good.
Uh-huh.
I hope I get those.
Did he have some operations to fix
I
him
think
up?
he's had some knee, no hip, I don't believe, but knee operations,
Uh-huh.
and I believe that's it. Doing pretty damn good.
My neighbor's got to get a shoulder worked on. It's like, seems like the third time they've been working on that. Yeah, but knee or hip. Hip is like the most common one, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, knees go out too. I actually had knee issues. I thought it was. It was IT band. it wasn't, it wasn't really in the knee, but if you feel it in the knee, the IT band kind of runs on up and down the side of your thigh. And
Okay.
when they fixed my hip, that went away.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like it must have been like because everything gets scrunched up like when your bone deteriorates. It's like what I understand, it's the head of the femur that wears down, and so so it's kind of scrunched up all the muscle, messes up all the muscle, everything there. Like the IT band is actually like some connective tissue band, the muscles running along it, but just everything gets scrunched up. I could see that, and then when he kind of brought everything back to the correct length. It's not much, but just that bit. Just kind of stretched it just enough to where it's not all crunched up anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, made that. But IT band's bad. And if you never heard about it, like that's where I was. I was like, oh, that's it. You need that's IT band. Oh, it just sucks. It's sad because like they wanted, oh, you use like a foam roller on it, and all these other exercise things that just it doesn't makes it feel good for a little while, but doesn't make it better. But like, yeah, now it's all better.
We're good.
Just crazy, yeah.
Been
I knew
been
that.
pretty fortunate in my life. I haven't had anything too bad.
Yeah, I'm really pretty healthy. I mean, that's the only thing I really had going. Just on
I broke a
statin, but
tailbone when
that's
I was
about
young,
it.
but I didn't do anything for that. It just hurt for a while.
Uh-huh. It actually broke.
Yeah, yeah. It was
Uh,
a four-wheeler wreck. I
no,
came around a corner way too fast, hit a tree, went flying, and landed on my butt. And
it
yeah,
broke. Yeah, I
it
think yeah, I fell on skating once and might have done some damage there, but yeah, I know what
yeah,
you
it hurt for a few months.
mean. Yeah, yeah, I should say like, yeah, I don't know if I haven't had any broken bones that have been fixed or worked on, but I don't know if I might have actually broken a bone here and there. Who knows? Or fractured anyway. Not really broken, but fractured.
I'm
You
just
can
impressed
believe that.
they have any jokes on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But racing, yeah, if racing or if and it depends. Like you can motorcycle riding too, but depends how you ride a motorcycle. But doing dangerous things, risky things like that, that's really something can catch up to where it's not. That's why a lot of people it's not unusual to have broken bones and
Oh yeah.
have
Hey, I
something.
wonder, Bud. I don't know where Bud's at, but he's always talked about his kart racing. I wonder if he ever had any injuries. He's talked about wrecks, but I don't
Uh-huh.
remember talking about
I don't think so.
injuries.
Yeah, you talking about a wreck. I remember one time, yeah, a wreck where
Surely he's
he
had
rolled.
to at least.
I think he said he always got lucky.
Yeah, I think he
Really?
rolled or he went with it or
Well,
what
that's
was
good. Well, he was probably just baked enough. He just went with the flow.
Right.
there was something about those carts that was like different than other kind of racing vehicles.
It's pretty much like you're sitting on the ground on a stiff sheet with nothing around you, pretty much.
Was
I mean,
that
it's all
and
tubular, but
Wait, what?
you do
Stay
use
on
a
what?
seatbelt, don't you? In those, was that it? Or you
no.
don't
Visualize,
use a
do you
seatbelt?
visualize kind of like the Formula One, but way less fancy?
Yeah, they are not seat belted in. They want to get
They're
away from
not.
that.
That was it. That was it. So he said,
Yeah.
yeah, it's made to like, yeah, you get away from the vehicle or something, and
It's like the motorcycle racing, essentially,
uh-huh.
like whatever they call those, the MotoGP or whatever.
Yeah,
It's the
that was
same
that
idea
was
as
different.
that.
That was a surprise when he said that. Yeah, you're not seatbelted in. Like what?
Yeah, it's wild, and they're flying.
What did you say they sat on Midwest? I missed that.
They basically said, or he's not, they're not literally sitting on the ground, but they're effectively sitting on the ground, is what he was saying.
Yeah, they're like a half inch from the ground or something.
Oh,
It's just on it's pretty much just like a flat plate, but it's a tubular frame,
mhm.
and there's pretty much nothing around them. There's, I mean, an engine strapped to it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Everything
I mean,
on it,
in
I think,
theory, like a
fiberglass.
crazy sports car, you're also just just a handful of inches off the ground too, when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a really different experience when you get into one of those cars. You sit so low, you're like literally right at the ground. You can see the pavement like flying by you so much quicker because it's literally right next to you.
Yeah, crazy
Really
perspective.
different, yeah.
Yeah, that must look crazy. Yeah, and a camera view from that where
Mhm.
it would. Yeah, crazy. You got to know the course, right? Yeah, you can't be doing that on roads you don't know.
Oh yeah.
You ever seen the videos of those like Formula One drivers basically racing around like a PlayStation track, like a virtual representation of or was it Nürburgring or whatever? But they've memorized it so well that they can literally basically drive the entire track blindfolded. Yeah.
Has anyone on here ever gotten to try like an actual sim setup? Like this?
Uh,
No.
Not one of those super fancy ones. I've tried like the wheel and whatever, but not one of the ones where you're like moving around on the fucking, the whole chair. Yeah.
I've been in one. The chair didn't move, but
What?
you had the full seat, had clutch,
Sounds
handbrake,
fancy.
all of that, and a manual shift, and you had a lot of feedback in the wheel, and
Didn't Smash say he actually has some of that? At least he has like the wheel and the pedals, I think he said.
yeah. Oh, that's a good time.
Hmm.
Are you talking about a video game?
Yeah, like sim setups and stuff, but they get really
Yeah,
complex.
Oh,
You
you
can get full on like immersive
yeah,
can
yeah,
uh
yeah,
like the wheel is set up on gimbals and stuff, and they do a full big
yeah.
screen setup in front of you with speakers and shit. Like I've seen some of these
Right.
on Instagram and stuff. They're like 250,000. It must be nice to have money. But yeah, like you get this full sim setup that'll basically make you think you're fucking Michael Schumacher.
I bet they're fun.
Yep,
Hmm.
crazy.
Dude, I wonder sometimes about how I don't know, not even the other half, the other 1% must live because any game I'm in, like there's always everything's free to play now, right? Like, because of course that's what makes the most money for gamers. They've just switched over to that for game companies. But so for example, mainly I just play PUBG. Basically, it's the only game I play these days, and there's just different parts of the game. The nice thing about a lot of these, I think, better freemium games, for example, PUBG, is that you realistically don't have to pay anything. You actually don't like you drop out of the plane with nothing. Like everybody basically drops naked, and then you go and you loot guns and stuff, and everybody has a different chance to loot guns. That's just based on chance and
Oh,
skill and stuff. But literally, like buying fancy skins and stuff doesn't do shit for you. But that doesn't seem to stop people from buying these fancy fucking skins. And literally, I'm not joking with you. Some of these skins, you basically have to pay a couple $100 to get all the coupons, the loot crates, because of course you can't just buy the skin. That would just be too easy, of course. It has to be a casino, basically. And so you buy these loot crates, basically, or coupons for loot crates or whatever, however they've set it up. And you'll have to spin basically like about 100 times for some of these cool guns or the cool costumes or whatever else. And then you have to upgrade the costumes. And there's level 1, level 2, level fucking 7, and da 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 da. And they all do different things. And long story short, these people are spending, I'm not exaggerating, thousands of dollars on skins and whatever the fuck. And there's kind of like a Minecrafty part of the game that for some reason I don't know. I guess I like houses and stuff. Maybe that's why I'm into it. But you can kind of build your own house, and so I've basically been building my own house, and you can walk through it and stuff. And unfortunately, the appliances don't actually work, which is annoying. It would be nice if it was actually a little bit more like Minecraft, and you could turn on the water and stuff. But still, you build this virtual house. And so I've been building my virtual house with my free money, and I'm actually good at, farming points and stuff. So my house is actually okay. It's decent size by now, but it never fails. Like if you go on any of the leaderboards, you go to any of these houses, they have spent thousands of dollars on this virtual Minecraft house that, mind you, is just like a side quest in the game. It's just like it blows my fucking mind, honestly, how much these people pay on these little random parts of the games. And it just tells me that there are some people that have so much disposable income that they can spend literally maybe a few or four, five, $6,000 on just the virtual house in the game. Because the PUBG is not about building houses. It's about falling out of a plane or, jumping out of a plane and then shooting your enemies, basically. It's a battle royale. So like all these things are basically side quests, you know what I mean? So I'm marveling to myself that there are uh, um, well, I guess again, I guess I don't even have to be don't have to marvel so much because, like I said,
Oh.
dude, for any of these fucking skins, like any of the PUBG channels, if you go on YouTube and look for, PUBG such and such, a bunch of these channels come up. There's this American guy, Win Sanity. He constantly, that's all his videos basically. He goes through and he rips coupons, essentially, kind of like ripping the Pokemon packs that Smash was talking about. He goes through and he rips coupons. I don't know, maybe he just, I don't know where he gets the money. Maybe his customers donate it to him on Patreon or whatever. But he gets like, thousands and thousands of UC, they
Right.
call them, the game points. And he'll rip through these boxes and basically get this new costume or whatever, and then basically upgrade the costume. And I just every time I can't watch these videos because I'm just like, this is the most brain rot trash ever. But at the same time, I also kind of marvel at it. Every time I scroll by it or something, I'm like, dude, he's got like 5,000 people watching him basically rip packs for these crazy expensive suits or skins in the fucking game that do nothing, by the way. They do nothing differently. It's not like you shoot better or whatever else. I don't know. This is my old man yells at cloud moment, but I marvel at how strange the culture has become. And then again, I marvel at the fact that there are people that literally have thousands of dollars of extra money just to throw at skins or the little Minecraft side quest in the game or whatever the fuck. It's incredible, honestly. Anyway, whatever. I'll stop
Oh, shit.
rambling. If you guys don't want me to monologue, you need to fucking hop on here, ladies and gentlemen. Last warning. When this joint is done, I will stop asking. What were you, somebody was trying to say something.
Oh, I was just asking. I was just gonna ask if the coupon code you use is June Gold.
It sure is.
Oh, okay. And another thing, are you a Prime member by chance, Jimmy?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes you can get, I've heard you can get free ship with certain games when you're a Prime member.
Mm.
So yeah.
Uh, I
So if
think I
you're a
looked that
Prime,
up. Because I was, I don't know, last time I was a Prime member probably was maybe 6 months. I'll sign up for like a month or two or something and get whatever I need and then just unsign up.
hmm.
I don't really buy all that much stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what am I trying to say? I looked into it, I think maybe, well, I guess I didn't look it up last time, but I looked it up maybe like, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and the benefits were pretty useless, I remember. But I don't know, it may have
Mhm.
changed. It honestly may well have changed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Prime member either. So.
PUBG does all these like collaborations with, I don't know, artists and musicians, and they just did like a Transformers collaboration. Now they're doing, I guess, probably Godzilla or whatever, because you can get like a kaiju costume or whatever. Um, yeah, they're constantly they're always trying to find ways to get you to spend money, basically.
Okay, not wrong, true.
And I guess for what it's worth, I guess they have different prices, right? So not every
Mhm.
freaking costume or whatever is hundreds of dollars. I guess if I wanted one of those kaijus, I think I was looking at it the other day, I'd have to spend, what was it, like 600, no, 400, I fucking don't remember. Whatever, 400 or 600 points, whatever the points that they use, UC, I think they're called, which equates to something like $5 or $6. So okay, I guess if you want a
Mm,
kaiju fucking, what is it even, a monster costume
made you.
to go around and shoot people with, well, I guess it'll cost you $6. Well, it's not the end of the world, but I mean they literally have these what are they called? I can't think of them because I don't have any of them. Uh Whatever, it's some special fucking costume basically, and then like
Yeah,
they have
take it.
15 levels of upgrading and da 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 da. So
Yeah,
it's
I don't
basically just
want
a
it.
cash register with a skin attached to it. Oh, look at that grasshopper.
I think it's a Katie did.
Say again.
I think it's a katydid. They call it.
Katie did.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Wait, what?
That creature we're looking at on Midwest.
I get a
Say hello to my little friend.
Literally. The bug's like, I'm not your friend, buddy.
They hang out. It looks like a leaf. They're.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see close enough.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, it really does look like a leaf.
has like
Asshole.
the veins of a leaf. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Most amazing thing is that there was no intention to that evolution. It just basically nature tried and failed so many times that eventually that species of bugs developed ridges, or maybe one of their ancestors developed ridges that mocks a leaf. And that was an effective evolutionary strategy. And so the uh, uh, um, progeny of those individuals survived better than their colleagues. Like just absolutely blind chance led to that. That's so fucking fascinating.
Right.
Because that's the thing. It would be easy to say, oh, as a god or something like, oh, that bug should totally look like a leaf, and if it wants to look like a leaf, it should totally have leaf ridges. Well, snap your fingers and get it done, right? But if there's no purposeful creator behind it, and there's no intentionality to it, because it's the thing, evolution has no intentionality. It just goes wherever the mutations take it, and any mutations that basically do well in the environment get passed down to the progeny. So that's how evolution happens effectively, right? With no purpose, no reason, no nothing, right? Uh, uh, so enough mutations happened, and those mutations led to success in the progeny enough times that basically phenotypic expression took over that species. And so now probably every individual in that species probably has leaf ridges basically on their wings. That's fucking interesting, isn't it?
It really is. And there's so many things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, hardcore. Why are you? I mean, I understand why you're saying that. Maybe you just because we're thinking about bouncing. But why would you be hyping another channel on my channel, Hardcore? It's very rude, to be perfectly honest. Because he's saying Weed Nerd World is live. All right, great. It's like basically being at your girlfriend's house and said, oh, I can't think of a good example. I'm already drunk. I'm already stoned on this fucking. I'm telling you, this blueberry muffin, it gets me sideways. What was it? 3, 4 years ago, we were at that conference in Michigan, and everyone was talking about the bicket that they had out there, and I was like, dude, the bicket's just some fucking Herm, what was it, Herm cherry pie to GMO or whatever. This blueberry muffin was where it's at. Holy shit. Delman had grown both, and everybody just raved about his bicket, which, by the way, was spectacular. Don't get me wrong, it was a very, very well grown sample, but the blueberry muffin kicked the shit out of that bicket. Better high, better flavor, everything. More natural high, more durable high, lasted a lot longer. Anyway. Well, let's see here. I got about a half this joint left. Is he right that What's His Fuck is live? Oh, of course, I'm logged into the wrong account, so I can't even tell. My God, I'm down to 1890. I can't believe I keep losing subscribers by droves. You people obviously hate me. Oh yeah, Weed Nerd is on. All right, whatever.
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, no sense in begging you people. I frequently think that it's probably time for me to just fucking evaporate my channel and do other things. I'm just like, I can't even. Like, there's never been one time where I could ever work with Eagle on anything or work with anybody else in any way or arrange any even there's no cooperation of any kind. So a lot of times when Eagle hops on, I just cut my show and